All right, we live. Episode 53, featuring Mackeel Rodgers, one of VI legendary baseball players, man. So, you know, and everybody will be coming in pretty soon and stuff like that. So I just want to you know, engage with everybody. Hope everybody doing well. Hope everybody doing good. I just here trying to respond to some messages real quick, but I'll probably do that later. But good night, good evening. Good night, good evening to everybody. Hope everybody doing well. Hope everybody doing good, man. Hope everybody's safe. These is some hectic times and stuff like that. So, hope everybody doing good. You know, give thanks, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I can't some of the names I can't see yet, but I just trying to pull this up, you know. Um Like I said, I hope everybody having a good week, man. Hope you're having a safe week. Everybody be careful, man. Is some crazy times now, man. A lot of people losing their life and all kind of stuff, man. It's some crazy times. So hopefully everybody doing good. It's holiday season coming up. So make sure everybody be safe. Make sure everybody be safe. Make sure you tell make sure you tell your loved ones them, you love them, and make sure you look out for them and stuff like that. Artie, big up, man. Give thanks, Artie. Give thanks. Give thanks. Appreciate it. Give thanks. So once again, hope everybody doing good. I think I repeat that like 100 times. Richie, give thanks, Richie, give thanks. Give thanks, everybody, give thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So give thanks, Tyrone Alec, big bro, give thanks, give thanks. I'm gonna go ahead and give the shout outs now. These are some oh, by the way, I got to turn this down a little bit. This one of Dwayne shot them right here. 340, and then you got the islands them and stuff like that. So if you guys like this shot, make sure you guys go check out Dwayne Facebook, Dwayne Crusher. Make sure you guys check out his Facebook and stuff like that. I don't rock the Legends 340. I got this one. I supposed to order some from Wat Eugene, and then I got order some from Nato as well too. So I just like my mission right now is just supporting the VI people them, and pretty much I'm gonna be wearing nothing but black on and stuff like that. That's where I at right now. So hope everybody doing good. Hope everybody doing safe and so let me go ahead and give the shout outs out the way. We got legends340.com. Make sure you guys go out and support, check it out. We also got Savory Eats LLC, based out of Orlando by Sheena Fante. We got the Good Life Apparel. Big up to Nato. We got follow on Instagram at Melting Pot Cooking Class, also meltingpotcookingclass.com. So big up to Andrea. We got Siboney Caribbean Restaurant. Big up to Mitra McIntosh and her husband and the whole family, as well as all the workers down there. Everybody, they are all good down there. So much love to all of them. Big up to Apollo Legion. Big up to Apollo Legion. We also get follow on Instagram at Island Destiny 340 Serenity Braids by Nikki. We also got Rico Canario. His website is www.lulu.com/spotlight/R Canario. We also got Right Way Service Station located in Princess next to Avis, and that's a locally owned gas station. So make sure you guys definitely support. We got Paris Enterprise, so big up to Paris. We also got follow on Facebook at Livewire Sports. Follow on Facebook at Livewire Sports. Make sure you guys check out their page. That was informing the public about all the different VI athletes around the world and stuff like that in high school, college, or professional. So make sure you guys check them out. And they always live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Sometimes, they might not be live, but make sure you guys check them out. We also got Midnight Entertainment. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok at The Real Midnight. Also follow on Facebook at Real Midnight ENT. Big up to Frenchie Duval. Big up Jacksonville. We also got our Lex Level Up Printing. Big up to Chico Harris. If you guys need any shots print, you guys check out Chico Harris. So big up to Chico Harris. We also got OliviaDesir.com. Christmas coming up. Holidays coming up. So make sure you guys check out the website. We also got Bubbles Promotion. Big up to Bubbles. Big up to Cuz. You guys check him out as well too. We also got follow on Facebook at Brino's Kitchen as well. Big up to Cuz as well. Siobhan. Big up Brino's Kitchen. Also, big up to Mona Barnes. Follow on Facebook at City of Refuge Worship Center. They live stream every Sunday at 10 a.m. So make sure you guys check that out if you guys have time. We also got Carlos Hawkins with his AIM Credit Repair LLC. If you guys need your credit, if you guys need help with your credit, repair your credit, you guys check out Carlos, Carlos Hawkins as well. We also got Calypso Clothing LLC, and that's the shirt I wear right here. I got to keep moving this, but so if you guys like it, check out his Facebook. So big up to Dwayne. He always supporting everybody. So make sure you guys support him as well too. Dwayne, I see you comment and appreciate the the art strong. Appreciate it. Big up to Dwayne. We also got Hungry Hearts Hustle, and his website is Eugene Hungry Hearts Hustle, and his website is www.hungryheartshustleapparel.com. So make sure you guys check it out as well. He got some dope shots as well too. So we have a lot of people doing a lot of the different clothing. So you guys, if you guys got a chance, make sure you guys support your very own from the VI. And last but not least, subscribe, follow our YouTube page is v.i.legends. And all the previous episodes is there, and we live stream into YouTube as we speak right now. So make sure you guys check that out. If you guys want to go back and look at some previous episodes, you guys can always catch them over YouTube as well too. You guys could type in the person's name as well, and it'll show up. So big up to everybody. Hope everybody doing good. I'll get right into it. Previous episode we had Jerry Brown. Amazing episode. It was kind of like a dream come true, because he was like a hero in a way to me when we was in Little League, when we was playing Little League in 1988, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. I saw Jerry Brown was in the major league, and I want to say he was the only major leaguer at the time. So he was kind of like a hero to us little leaguers and stuff like that. And I had his baseball card too. So I just get the opportunity to hear his story and learn about him and stuff like that. It was just amazing. So I appreciate Jerry Brown. I appreciate Andre Titus Jr. making that happen, making us get a chance to interview and honor, celebrate Jerry Brown. So it was amazing, growing up. He grew up on the east side and playing baseball. He spoke about his mom being strict and stuff like that, and that's how a lot of the island moms are, during them times. I don't know about now, but back then, that's how it was, so big up to Jerry Brown. He was on the fast track, making it to the major league. He played 10 years, which is amazing, so much love to him. Rest in peace to Harris Clark. Rest in peace to Ebba Plaskett. Those two they played a major impact on Jerry Brown as well too. They kind of helped him out, looked out for him, teach him the game. Also big up to Jerry Brown uncle as well too, because he's the one that taught him baseball. And rest in peace to Jerry Brown's his older brother as well. So rest in peace to G-Nix as well too. Rest in peace to everybody who lost their life this year and on the previous years and stuff like that. Anybody going through any type of adversity because you guys lost any loved ones, we send our condolences to you guys, So episode 53, we have Mackeel Rodgers, legendary baseball player, my former Little League teammate. We spent 4 years in Little League together, and I want to say 1 year in Senior League because I decided to stop playing baseball at the given moment. But it's honestly, I'm getting goosebumps because it's like an honor. If I go, I already have Mackeel on tonight. If I could get Tyrone League on, it will be complete because we was like not to brag or anything like that, but we was like the three-headed monster for the Reds. Basically, we spent a lot of times together. We spent myself, and Mackeel, and Ned. We spent a lot of time together with G-Nix. A lot of time. When we was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. So we go way back, and it's amazing. It's so much memories that I even forget a lot of the memories, but it's just an honor having him on, man, because he was an amazing athlete. Amazing athlete, man. They talk about 5'2". He was a 5'2" baseball player in Little League. That's how good he was. You know what I'm saying? And then I know he's probably going to touch on the stuff with G-Nix, but G-Nix had him doing this. He probably going to describe it. And he made his arms strong, and he was throwing gas. So I'll let him touch on that. I ain't going to give it away and stuff like that. But when I saw that, I was like, man, G-Nix know what he talking about, brother, because Neg was the hardest thrower, and then next thing you know, Mackeel throwing as hard as Neg, maybe harder or whatever. And it was scary because I had to catch both of them, But honestly, big up to Mackeel mother, big up to his sisters, them, big up to his sons, his family, big up to his wife, but it's truly an honor. I ain't gonna really talk our ear off anymore. I'm just excited. I'm happy just to have him on and be able to honor him and stuff like that, man. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody in the comments. I haven't touched the comments yet because I've been talking and stuff like that. But I appreciate you guys supporting Mackeel because he's been an impact and the VI, and he's been doing a lot of coaching and helping the youths them and stuff like that. So with no further ado, oh, by the way, that picture I posted with the Reds and stuff like that, it's been a whole big comments on Facebook. People going crazy talking about our star and stuff like that when we played in Machucha when we were 11. People saying this and saying that. So it's been fireworks on Facebook and stuff like that in the group. But it's all love. It's always good to look back and look back in the memory bank and have fun and talk. But anyway, we here, episode 53. Welcome, legendary Hall of Famer, former Red Machine, one of G-Nick's prodigy, Mackeel Rodgers. Welcome to the Elite Podcast, my brother.
Yes, good night, brother. Happy birthday to you, man, Mumba.
Yeah. Give thanks, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. Hey, welcome, man. You've been, you and Bola, like I tell you, both have been the most popular people they wanted to see on the podcast. So now we have you on, and we here, man. We here.
Yeah, man.
So how everything is, man? Everything good?
Everything cool, man. Can't complain.
That's good, man. That's good to hear, man. Everybody, I appreciate the birthday shout-outs. I appreciate the birthday shout-outs, man. Give thanks to everybody. Much love to everybody. I appreciate you guys. But we here is Mackeel time, man. So let's get into it, Mackeel, man. Tell me how did it all started? Like your connection with G-Nix, like to get in that league team.
Actually, this just started, at least, I would say like about 6-7 years old. My mom, she used to go on the ballpark, especially like down in Terrence Martin, almost every day. And really and truly, I really, up to this day, I really wanted to know what my mother was doing down there. Because I never see my mother play ball. But it used to be like almost an everyday thing. She there with G-Nix, and
yeah.
I will wait until practice finish, until they finish, and I will take up I will put on a face mask, put on the shin guards. Everything was dragging on the ground. I was too smart. And everything was just dragging too big for me and everything. But G-Nix, God bless you in the grave, he used to tell my story, and he even tell it, to my kids and everything. He told them about me playing a whole 7 inning games by myself. And actually, like I said, I used to put on the face mask, put on everything. And once I take that off, I will catch. Then I will go on the mound, will pitch. Then I'll go to the different bases, first base, all over, then run. And then to the end of the day, G-Nix always used to say me, I used to always take home all the dog from the ballpark. I used to be a dirty, just dirty, when at the end of the day. And that's how everything kind of started, and talking to G-Nix as I get older is when he told my mom, when I reach 8, as soon as I make 8, he want me, and everything started at that age. That's when G-Nix really started to take me, and as every weekend I used to, people, it used to be a big complaint, because I used to play in the West.
Yeah.
And I got for Bilasin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it used to be it used to be a whole big thing with the East complaining, especially when I start time come. But I used to live Lagrange, actually. My mother used to work in the East. But by that time come, I used to stay by G-Nix almost every Friday. You know that. And
yep. Harry
that's exactly how I came to play in the West. G-Nix was like, that's our second father, really. And
true that.
At 8 is when I first really get my first shot, at in Little League. Because Remember Anthony Pichado, not Pichado, Navarro, Papo.
Yeah, Papo, yeah, Papo, yeah.
Remember Papo? Papo, I was ahead of me. He was a shot stop.
You were the shot star. Yep,
And at
correct.
that time, Genix was grooming me to be a shot stop. And I
Yeah,
had to wait my turn, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I mean,
that's
at
true.
8 years old, I think we were playing against St. Patrick Shamrocks. And
Yeah,
Bailey were pitching and I was 8 years old, and I remember my first at bat at 8. Judge Bailey, and them I used to bring it,
he used to bring it. I
you know.
remember that day too.
Exactly. Judge Bailey hit me in my head, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He beat me in my head, and I was like, I mean, I was small and little 8, I mean, my mother, she came out the stands, you know what I mean? And Genix was like, stop her by the gate. Genix stopped and tell her, listen, no, don't come in here.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And I remember, Genix asked me a question, um, if I wanted to come out of the game. And I told him no.
yeah.
So he just make sure if I save, ask him if I save for everything, I tell him yeah. And then he tell me and then I take my base,
Take your base. Yep.
and lo and behold, I mean the next at bat I came back and I got double off Jazz Bailey. You know what I mean? And that's how everything started for me, man. You know what I mean? I just crazy and just love the game. You know what I mean? Just love it.
Over here. You know what's crazy? I remember that day because I remember myself, you, and Neg. I think we was the rookies on the team at that
Yeah,
time. And
yeah.
you was the only one out of the three of we that played that game, I want to say. I'm not sure if Neg
Exactly.
played that
Yeah.
game, but I don't think so. I think it was
I think
just you.
nigga playing right field.
Okay, he playing
Nigga
right
got
field.
game in right field, yeah.
Yeah, right field.
Yeah.
And I remember when you get hit in your head, my son. And like you said, Bailey used to bring it, and even Byron. And
Yeah.
I was scared. That's one thing. I was so scared, brother. Seeing you get hit in your head, and then he throwing hard. Gosh, my son. Or
I
like
mean,
you
but
said,
that's the passion, the passion and everything. I mean, I like it. I love the game so much.
that's
You know what I
true.
mean? I don't think nothing would have stopped me, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
from ever playing that game at all.
it's true. That's true. And like you say, your mother coming to the game because then your mother probably still don't play now, but back then your mother never used to play.
Yeah, no, no. She don't never use a play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she
I
never
mean,
used
like
to
I
play.
always used to tell her, it just still that. I mean, I always used to wish that, that she come to more games, but my mother was always late. You know what I'm saying? She was
Yeah,
always like a late. She was always late. So what happened is I used to always catch bus. You know what I'm saying? I never wait for my mother at all. You know what I mean? 'Cause I always wanted to be there like the game before.
yeah,
I always wanted to be like that, be there the game before and then get ready to play my game.
yeah. That's true. I remember that too.
Yeah.
He asked if we win that game. I can't remember if we. I don't think we win that. Did we win that
That
game?
game
I don't
there,
think so.
I didn't think we had win that game. I think it was what happened towards the end of the season. I think that year though. That year
Mm-hmm.
was the year where I think we win that season. If I'm mistaken, I think that's when we went Pizza Hut. And
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
remember
I
we were
forgot about
driving in the
that.
back of our truck and the tailgate fall open. You remember that
All over.
time?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Damn, I
we win
forget all
that
about
game.
that.
I think we win that league that year. There.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I
That's
think
true.
so.
I
If I'm
forget about
mistaken.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we went Pizza Hut. That's true. That's true.
yeah.
So you touch on something, your passion for the game, and that kind of triggered something because I could remember you was like the most. I was passionate, but you was good and you was real passionate, and you was more like I said earlier, like you had five tools, like you was
Right.
fast, like
Yeah,
you could hit. You know what I'm saying? You could pitch, like you had everything. Your arm wasn't as strong then when you first
yeah.
started, but you could tell
About
like you
12
was
years old, at least 11, 12 years, I guess, really strong. Yeah.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
you was so good, man, and like you used to work hard, and you was like a student of the game, and that kind of pushed me. Like it really motivated me to get. Like I used to be like, man, I got to get as good as Mackeel or better because this man good. And Neg was always the tallest, and he was just gifted,
Great.
you know.
Yeah.
But your passion, man, it was unmatched for real, man. It was unmatched. So so we had that for the first season. How did everything transition for you after the first season, as far as you mentally and stuff like that, your confidence and everything.
Well, I mean, like I said, hey, I always had a lot of confidence, you know what I mean? And it was nothing to me, 'cause I was ready. I was
Yeah.
ready. I was just ready to play ball, because I mean, hey, I could remember living in trailer park. You know what I mean? And
Yep. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
happened if I like if we got game on a Saturday, you know, and I look to my window and I look towards the west and I see a little rain or like little clouds. I mean, my mom got attest to it. I used to be crying. You know what I mean? I used to cry and just bawl like a little, bawl and just sometimes she used to call Genix and tell Genix that I at home crying. You know what I mean? And it's just that I want to play.
Yeah.
You know
You
what I mean?
want to
I
play? Yeah.
just wanted to play ball because I mean, hey, it had times I sleep in my uniform. I remember my first game. I sleep in my red uniform. You know, and I sleep on my glove, everything. Because that was just crazy. I was just crazy for the game, bro.
Yeah, man. It's,
Yeah.
you right about that, brother. You right about that. RT asked this question, and I will see if you can remember. Who was all the 12-year-olds on the team? Our
And which
first
team?
year
Our
at
team?
Reds. Yeah,
And
Reds.
Red Eye, I think it was like Papo, Anthony Navarro. We
Yeah,
had Jabari Milligan.
yeah.
Um, I want to believe not Roach. I don't think Yusef Roach and
No, he was already.
Blanco.
Yeah, he was
They're
already.
already gone.
He
You
already
know, but
gone.
I can't remember exactly everybody else.
Marco,
Marco, yeah, Mark Phillips, yeah.
Mark
Mark Phillips
Phillips.
was there too there.
Um, yeah, I think that might be about it because
That
we had
might be it that we know.
that might be
Yeah.
it. Yeah, because we had some 11 years like man, I can't remember, man.
I can't. That was a long time. Oh, that was a long time ago. I can't remember. But them two names, like I stand out, especially Anthony Navarro, because like I said, I always tell, I always have to wait my turn. And
That's
it's
true.
just like, a lot of children, a lot of kids these days, you know what I mean? That's what they got to understand. I had to wait my turn
Yeah, you
and
have
for
to
me to
wait your
shine.
thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when like like Milligan and Papo and Mark and all them man leave and stuff like that. How, go, how did you feel going into the next couple seasons?
I
Knowing
mean, like
that
I
you
said,
gonna be the man.
yeah, as soon as Papa leave, when he leave, I know I would have been the man,
Yeah,
and then everything just erupt from there, and it's just like, I mean, like you said, it was just me, you, and Nick at that time, and
yeah,
we just take over. We just actually take over that team, and I was just glad for my shot, because hey, we play a whole 4 years together, brother, and that was lovely. You know what I mean? We had some good times, brother.
good times, a lot of good times, man. It was lovely. It was definitely lovely. RT asked a question: where did you play since Papa wasn't playing shortstop?
Well, actually, I never used to play. I used to play. That was my position. Actually, shortstop for my position. So G-Nix used to always give me my chance. It's
Didn't
not like I
he?
used to be on the bench for the whole game.
Didn't he had you play tall base sometimes? I swear
I,
you
I,
played tall base one
I
time, couple
probably
times.
play maybe like once or twice, but mostly shortstop was everything. So I had to wait. Like when Papa leave, and like I said, I had my times in between.
Yeah,
Because G-Nix always give me my shot at shortstop. He
that's
always give
true.
me my time. You know what I'm saying? So I was grateful for that. And it wasn't no biggie to me. I wasn't ain't like I been upset on the bench or sitting
Yeah,
down upset or anything, because like I said, the passion of the game, I so love the game. I just to be there. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter to me.
yeah. Genix did a good job too. And plus, Papa was nasty. He was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Papa
He
was
was,
damn good.
yeah, he
Damn
was
good.
good.
Yeah.
But Genix did a good job. Genix did a good job because, like, when we used to go to practice, like nobody had no type of ego, nothing. It was like
No.
straight business.
Yeah, man.
So everybody was like humble. Like you said, you just waited your turn. But I
Yeah.
could remember Genix, like you said, you used to hardly play, and I used to hardly play too. Genix, I could remember Genix would even find ways to get you in the game, like have you pinch run
That's
and
what I'm
stuff
saying.
like
Yeah.
that in
Yeah.
games.
All the time.
So and that's the thing with Genix, man. He would definitely find a way to get you in the game, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, anybody,
And I can
so
remember, like, I mean, that last season, I think it was like my last season. I can remember, can remember I used to lead off.
yeah.
I can remember Genix, for maybe half the whole season. Genix made me take two strikes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He made
yeah, I
me take
remember
two
that.
strikes, and he forced me. You know what I mean? And hey, Genix make me who I be, man. You know what I mean? That's the man. He make
He's the
me
man.
Mackeel Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? He bring it out of me.
He did, man.
Definitely.
He did. he because I like you said we played 4 years together. I see it firsthand. Like I see it firsthand, and we'll touch on this because Neg was the pitcher. He was the man. He was the pitcher.
Yeah,
You was the
yeah.
shortstop. I was the tall baseman, and then I moved to catcher.
Catching it.
How did that? How did it happen with you and Genix as far as him turning you into a pitcher and your arm strength went from just mediocre to top of the line, like
I mean,
top of the line?
I think it was just like, I mean, I used to remember it had times even when everybody got home, or like days that we ain't. I mean, I used to be on it every day.
Yeah.
Every day. I mean, I used to go Paul B. Larson. You know, I used to catch a bus from Paul B to Watagot Shanti. Walk from Watagot Shanti to LBJ. Right? When I finished my homework in LBJ, I used to walk to Kennedy and catch a bus west every day, brother. Every day.
I remember.
You know, and I mean, it was hard work, man. I used to put in that work every day. You know, and Genix see something in me. You know, and one day he asked me if I wanted to pitch, and I tell you, yeah. I mean, I went on the mound, and from then it was a hand. You know.
So what exercises did Genix teach you and showed you to do to strengthen your arm?
We used to run a lot. Especially getting out them steps in Terrace Marty. Remember them thing, doing them steps up and down them steps with a battle in your hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A gallon battle of water. I mean, we do a lot of work. We do a lot of work. A lot, especially running.
Yeah.
You know, and don't even talk about the ground bars. I mean, hey, ground bars was, a lot. Every day. Repetitions.
That's true. And what about the weighted? It had like a little bar with the string.
Oh yeah, that was it for the forearms.
Yeah,
we used to do that with the forearms. Yeah, a little 5 pound weight. You know, we do that almost every day. We had to do that. Yeah,
every day.
That helped for the forearms.
Yeah, it was. So how was that transition? Now you being a shortstop, how was that transition pitching now? Because I think it was a 12 years old. That's when you were really the man pitching.
Yeah.
How was that transition for you?
Well, actually, it wasn't that bad for me because I mean, I was a good athlete, you know, and I could have actually played any place.
Facts.
You know, I could have played any place. So I mean, transitioning to going to pitching, I know I'm gonna pitch the first game, and eventually the second game or anything, I'm gonna be shortstop. You know, so it wasn't really not a bad transition for me at all. It was good.
It was good. For me, it was tough because I used to have to catch you, and I used to have to catch Nick, and you guys.
I remember that last year. I mean, when St. Thomas came over, I remember I could. Me and you even we spoke about that. We talk about it when we see each other.
Always.
You know, about that ball bounce in front of the plate.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and that was nothing game. I mean, hey, that was a real hot that day there because I could remember. Hey, I mean, I remember that game. I ate 12 chicken wing, bro. After the game, you know, I ate 12 chicken wing. It was really, it was devastating because I mean, just to see how that ball bounced, and actually to me, I always say climb the fence. You know what I mean? That ball climbed the fence, and that was in our game.
It's true.
Yeah.
You want me to kind of tell the story about that game, or you want to touch on it for the viewers that they might not know? Because it's a real devastating game.
Well, I mean, you could tell the story. You could touch on it, and then I could counteract.
Okay, so for the viewers that you guys watching, like myself, Mackeel, Neg, we all played and rest together, like we spoke about. We played all 4 years together. We played the same all-star team all 4 years. This is our last little league game. Our last little league game, all-star game. And Mackeel, I don't know if you could remember, before each game, Genix used to have us pray.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, of course.
This was something new for Genix too. I was shocked because he never did that before.
They're not doing a league until we should all-star.
All-star, you know. Yeah. And the first game, we won the first game. I don't know if you remember, you was on second base and I hit the game when it hit that you scored.
Of course. Yeah.
And then the second game we lose. And then the third game, you was the man, you were pitching. And it was a 0-0 game.
Right up to the sixth.
Bottom of the sixth inning.
Yeah.
Run on third base. You try a curveball. The ball, because you remember in Polly Joseph Stadium, they would put a rubber plate in front.
Yeah.
So it had like a little hump.
I
And you
remember
try to call
the
back.
fence that be behind of you.
Yeah, the orange
And
fence.
then you had to go way back to the wall. So that was
Yeah,
far. You know
that
what I
was
mean?
hard.
Yeah.
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 And Mackeel try to call ball, it hit in front of the plate, and it hop over the fence, and that was the game. And that's how Rock went. That's how Rock
Yep.
win, and they end up going to Panama.
Yep.
So
Because
we
I can
like you
remember,
said,
even I can remember Hakeem Francis. You know, Hakeem Francis was the one that scored a winning run,
that's true.
and it
Yeah,
was Javon Rapsat. I don't know if you probably remember that name, but I mean, I used to play ball in St. Thomas too in the summer, junior league. So I mean, me and a lot of the baseball players from St. Thomas was pretty good too. You know,
yeah, you
because
know a lot of them. Yeah,
I played a lot of summer ball with them. So Javon Rapsat, he actually used to live in the same project where my father used to live. You know, what I mean, housing. You
yeah,
know, and I could remember. I mean, hey, I will always say, you know, is just because of them. I mean, a lot of the strikeouts game that we used to play, Javon Rapsat, he had just known me like a T. You know what I'm saying? He had known me like a T,
yeah.
and he was the one that actually, you know, drove in a run. I mean, get him over to third,
Yeah, we move on to
actually.
talk. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think somebody had hit like a double, and then he
But
move him
no, I
over.
tell you what, Javon Rapsat hit the double, actually.
Okay,
Yeah. Is he hit the double, and then Akeem Francis bumped him over to third. And
yeah,
Javon is who scored the winning run. That's how he got.
yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. That's how we go. I can't. I'm glad you remember his name because I
Yeah.
forget his name. I remember
That's
his
how
name
he
now
got.
when you said it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. You know, but yeah, but that was devastating. So, you know, now we finished with Little League, you know, and Genix decided he didn't want us to play with Cubs. He wanted
Yeah.
to start a new team, you know, and that's when we had the basics. How for you, you know, how was that transition going into senior league? You
I
know,
mean, transition was that, like I said, and then again, it was good because I mean, at then I could remember making my 13 ball, then hitting my first home run up in the ballpark. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
ah,
at 13 years old, hitting my first home run in Canigata, hey, I mean, everything was just good for me. You know, the transition was good.
it was good, man. The
I
transition
mean,
was
the bases, them and everything, it was longer. You know, taking it was different, taking a piece and everything. You know, it was getting different. It was kind of a little different lawn in the mong. You know, because this is time when now you hey, you're pitching from the straight, then you're pitching from the stretch. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it was kind of different. But I mean, hey, I mean, I adapt to it very quick.
Yeah, you did adapt to it real quick, man. And you had a very good season, man. You did amazing, and you made the All Star team.
Actually,
Um,
yeah, at 18, I mean, at 13, it was I think it was me and Rudolph.
yeah,
We made that first year star, and I
I
think
think
that's the year we went Mexico. And
okay,
that's again now. Remember that was my first year. Then we
yeah,
still had Anthony Navarro, Papo still was playing shortstop. You know, so by the time we make the All Star now, he was the shortstop. I made the All Star as a shortstop, but I was the backup to him.
you were
You know,
back up
because
to
we had like George Bailey, Terrence Byron, Mark Phillips, you know, all them big heads, Dario Rosa. You know, we
sick,
had some big
sick.
heads. So, I
Yeah,
mean, I had to wait my turn, you know, but I could always remember in Mexico, you know, being like I was a shortstop. I was a backup shortstop to Papo. And I think it was a game that we were playing. I can't remember who against, but Steve from Hugh, he was in right field. And I think it happened that he missed about two balls. I think after the first ball he missed, you know, I put on my glove. You know, I had my glove on and I just been, you know, and he happened to miss a second ball and Kai Shang was a coach at that time. And Kai
yeah,
Shang looked around, you know, when he looked around, you know, I was the first person he saw and my glove was on my hand. I just been like, tapping it. So he asked me if I could play outfield. I mean, I went there for shot stop, never play outfield. I was like, yeah, I could play outfield, you know, and lo and behold, I was in the outfield. You know, I mean, I play outfield in a star up in Mexico, and I can remember that year there, George Bailey. I mean, hey, George Bailey was a monster, man.
he was a
You know, what I
monster, bro.
mean, he was a real monster. He knocked some ball out of the park. I mean, they're leaving like in seconds. You know what I'm saying? Them ball leave in about seconds. Yeah, he was a real monster. And I can remember why I always remember that fact is because he won the batching champ that year. And you remember them years I mean, you had to pack a little nice clothes to go to the banquet and everything after.
Yeah.
And Jazz Bailey won the batting champ that year. And the following year is when I win it. We could get to that, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
we get to that. We definitely get to
yeah,
that. So now, traveling to Mexico, because I remember just to kind of rewind a little bit, because I remember when we were in Little League, we used to always wish we could have traveled to one of them, Latin countries to play Little League, and play in that little Caribbean, tournament to try and make it to Williamsport. So now, and we never had the opportunity. So now, fast forward to you making the All-Star team with that. Man, that's a legendary team, man. So,
yeah, man.
man,
Oh,
that
bad,
was
bad,
a
bad, bad
legendary team
team.
that you play with. How was that experience traveling to Mexico? Like, how did you feel, knowing that, man, I'm going to Mexico, to play in an All-Star game?
I mean, at first, well, for me, I was okay. I was eager. I was ready to go. Just my mom. I mean, I could never forget. I mean, they always talk about drinking the water. What I mean, and everything. So, hey, I can remember my mom. She loaded me up with a big box. What I mean, I had everything.
Yeah.
I had everything in a box. I ain't had to go shopping for nothing. My mom, she loaded me up with a big box of food. I had tuna, I had everything in there. So I mean, the experience was good, man. It just like I said, I mean, sitting down the first couple games, it was just exciting seeing these people, and that's when I first started to see like, scouts
Yeah.
actually to games. What I'm saying? 'Cause at that time, they were heavy on Mark Phillips.
Yeah.
You
He
know
used
what
to
I'm
try
saying? They
hard
were
too.
very, very heavy on Mark Phillips at that time. So I mean, that was the first time I really get to experience scouts like to a game and everything.
Yeah. So, T asked this question: how did y'all place in Mexico, if you could remember?
I can't exactly remember, but I would say, but I think it was about fourth or something like that. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly. But we was up there. I mean, we was up there.
Yeah, man, that team, man, that's an amazing team, man.
Yeah,
So
master.
now, you finished that season. You had a good season. You made the All-Star team. Now you going into the next. So Josh Bailey win battle title that year. Now you going into the next season. Can you take us back and like what was your mindset? Did you have any conversation with Genix? Any type of goals or anything going into the next season?
Well, actually, I had no conversation with Genius. The only thing is just that, I mean, you could remember, I mean, we getting beat up all the time from St. Thomas in Little League. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And it was just to see that, I mean, as I reached to that age, 15 and a big field, I mean, that's where I get all my revenge against St. Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Because after that, they never beat me.
that's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? And that's what I get a revenge over them. And like I said, at that time, I was done tuning already. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
So how was your season? The second year in senior league.
My season was good. My season was good too at that time because I mean I could remember my second year. I mean when we went St. Thomas, this was the amazing. They I don't even think you had a game like that ever in Little League because I remember me pitching the first game.
Uh huh.
And I think I beat them the first game, and then Rudolph came the second game. I think we lost that game like maybe like 8-4 or 8-6 or something like that. And then, that's when we could have came back and pitched. And I pitched the first game, like I said. I mean, I used to always consider myself a power pitcher,
Yeah.
because I couldn't actually really and truly, I could have never come back in 4 days. You know what I'm saying? And much less
That's
two.
tough. Yeah, that's
So when you hear, I mean, we lost the second game, and then I came back to pitch the next game, and this was Kai Shang again and Russell Newton. They was a coach, a manager. And I came to pitch. I came back. I mean, hey, like I said, the passion and love for the game, and like I said, I didn't care. So I take the ball and knowing that my arm was killing me. I mean, my arm was dead. But I know that, but like I said, I just wanted to go.
yeah. You went.
And
Yeah.
I walked the first four man. You know what I mean? I walked the first four man, and I look to Kai and I point to my hand and I tell you, it's done. I can't make it. And we were kind of, like I said, I was the go-to man at that time. And I mean, the team kind of like, everybody was like, we get down a little bit, but
Yeah.
eventually we start to pick up, and I could remember. I mean, I think it was like close to the last inning. We had a guy named. Remember Fernando Cabrera?
Yeah. Fernando
Remember he
Cabrera.
was my angel. The woman,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
angel. Yeah, yeah. She. He was. I mean, he came too big for us. What I mean, real, really big. That game, I think it was like the tying run or either the go ahead run on second. We had a run on second and third, and Fernando came up the back there, and Russell Newton tell Fernando take one. Hear me? And Fernando take a high pitch down the third baseline, brother. You hear me? And scored a run. And I think that game ended up 24-23, Mumba.
Wow.
24 to 23. We use at least 6 or 7 pitchers we use in that game. Everybody pitch.
That's
From
a
Bowley, I mean, everybody pitched that game.
that's crazy.
And we end up winning that game and going to Puerto Rico. And when we reached Puerto Rico now, I mean, that's when we had we had Elmo Plaskett and we had Harris Clark coaching us and training us and everything. And
Yeah.
at that time, Elmo is really big in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So
He's
he
the
like
man
the
over
king.
there, bro.
He like a king in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, he is.
So he was actually, I mean, he was glad to go down there. 'Cause Elmo, I mean, hey, Elmo get along really good, and he was a man that he really checked for me like that.
Yeah, he's
You
a
know what I'm
good man. He
saying?
was a good guy, man.
Yeah,
He was
he
a
really checked for me. So he was really eager to go down there and happy to carry a team down there. And when I first reached down there, I get a ball the first game, and we playing against Puerto Rico. So when I reached there, I mean, we 15 years old, 14, 15.
14.
No, well, 14.
Yeah, you
And
were 14, yeah.
yeah, and these guys, I mean, these guys from Puerto Rico, you know how they got a little facial hair, and you got a couple of them that say had about 1 kid or whatever, so when we reached down there the first time, I mean, I looking at these dudes and I'm like, wow, but I mean, don't get me wrong, after my first pitch, it was like, man, no, sir, I got this,
You got this, yeah.
and it was lights out. I beat the whole team that game there. And from there we went on, and I mean, I was hitting. I mean, actually, in that tournament, I win the batting champ with 6 hits. I mean, that's how tough it was. Yeah, I won the batting champ with 6 hits that year. And
Wow.
Rudolph Simmons actually was right behind me. He was right behind me that year. There, I think Rudolph had about 4 or 5 hits. So we
Wow.
were really competing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You
But
guys was
it's 6 hits to win the batting champ that year. There.
So we have a question from Maren Yolanda Branch.
Yeah, that's my aunt.
Oh, that's your aunt. So
Yeah.
big up to your aunt, Miss Branch. Big up, big up. If it's one position you could have focused on from what you know now, what would it have been?
I mean, from what I know now, actually, it would have been catching. And it have been catching from since I ever move back home and everything, and I played in my league. I was catching. You
Wow,
know,
I'm
every
surprised by that answer.
yeah. I mean, and if you actually see me catch, if you actually see me catch, you will swear I've been catching for years. And I will pick catching. You know what? One thing I pick catching for, I will have pick catching is because I mean, is catching and pitching is one of the quickest ways to the majors. You know what I'm saying? And
100%.
that's the reason why I would have picked catching.
You're right about that. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Because yeah, man, you know what? You right. Thinking
Yeah,
back with your speed,
definitely.
your arm strength, and you could hit, and you was a switch hitter,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, you're right. You're
Yep.
right. Yeah, that's true. So, by the way, man, you having you and Rudolph and those team, man, that's crazy because you guys were some amazing pitchers, brother. Having you
Yeah,
guys
man.
on a team,
Definitely. I would have
you and
wanted for
Rudolph,
sure.
vice versa,
Yeah, man.
that's scary.
Definitely.
That's scary. So, so now going into your third year in senior league, and I want to say you during that time you probably going into high school as well too.
Yeah.
You know how how was that like? Because I think you're kind of getting to the point where scouts is probably seeing you,
Yeah.
probably trying to get you maybe to Half Island more in the States to try and give you better opportunities.
Right. I mean,
So
actually, then at that age, is when like my mom, she was actually in track. She was actually good in track. I heard a lot of stories about her. You know, I mean, she even beating men, when she used to run. And I always hear a lot of story about that. So I mean, she actually put me up in track, and I didn't really care for track. She kind of forced me into it. I didn't really care for it, and it was like I mean, it kind of helped me, But what happened is me and my like I would say my best friend at that time and still is that's my boy, Rodney Pitts. We try for the team and we were actually had these guys training for years running track and we go to track meets and just beat these men. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, I don't need to train for this. You know what I mean? I don't need to train for this, but I mean, Rodney was, I mean, he was a strict like he always loved track,
Yeah.
but I was baseball. And I could always remember this one time where we had some 300s to do that day, and it was like 15 of them,
Jeez.
and our coach at that time was Cipriani Phillips, God bless you in the grave.
Yeah.
He used to work at Central Gym, teacher everything. He also taught us gym too, and at that time Cipriani didn't reach to the ballpark yet. I mean to the track yet. And we already did about 10 of them. So when Cipriani come now, he was like, I'm here now. So we had to start over. We had to start over now, I was like, no, sir. So I mean, Rodney, when we went back on the line, Rodney did his. I mean, we were, I mean, every time we run, we was always next to each other, you know.
Yeah.
And at this time now, Rodney was he already finished, and I just drag. I take my time and I drag in. 'Cause I didn't want to run no more. So when I got in, Cipriani called me to the side, and he told me, thank you for the respect I've given him. And he told me I could find a new coach. So at that time, like I said, I mean, I told him, I said, hey, that's the best thing you ever tell me. So
Yeah.
my mom, she ended up coming to the track and Sip explained everything to her. And, she that ain't sit well with her. I mean, I actually get about two slap. I mean? I get two slap in my face, I mean? 'Cause she let me know straight up, hey, this the
She
man that
never
coach me.
used to play,
Yeah,
brother. She
yeah,
did
she tell
not.
you ain't gonna disrespect
Listen,
me, brother. You know
I
what I
used to
mean?
make sure I behave when your mother was around because I didn't want she to tell my mother or she kind of touch me up too because you know how it was.
Yeah,
Everybody mother would look out for one another. Everybody kids. So your mother never used to.
exactly. And it's like, what happened is too, at that time, yeah, I was still playing ball and the league, I mean, everything was going on and I still was playing my ball and that was my love, and
Yeah.
I actually invited because it was at that time there was the Latin American tournament and that's when we played in Pali Joseph.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and at that time we had a pitcher from a lefty from Curacao named Digamo Markwell.
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
Yeah, Digamo Markwell and when they first came here, I mean we had scouts came and they were highly on Digamo Markwell,
Yeah.
and
I remember. Yeah.
I remember that game that we played against Curacao. I was pitching and it was me and Digamo Markwell facing off.
Facing up.
And I invited Cipriani Phillips to that game. That was my track coach. And he
Yeah.
happened to sit down in the stands next to Genix. And at the same time now, when he's sitting down, that's when he realizing and then I think he had an Atlanta Braves scout next
Yeah.
to them, and
Yep.
like like all eyes turn now from the lefty to the righty now because everybody wants to know who is this right hander now. Because I mean at 15, I mean I clocked at like 89 that night. We're clocking at 89 miles per hour that night. I think I had like 12 strikeouts. We won the game. I think it was like 2-zip. I had 2 hits off of Digamo Markwell, even though I was pitching, and from then, that's when I think after that game is when Cipriani turned to my mom and she told him, hey, leave that boy play baseball. You know what I'm saying? Leave he play
Yeah.
baseball. Yeah. That's when he understand now what part my love was. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Uh, Ronaldo said Mumba tell Mackeel Cantabe or Cantabay.
Canterbury.
Cantabay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So
a
now,
word, that's them word from down in Curacao, man.
oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, that's
okay.
a Curacao word.
And then we have a viewer question here from Shamori Rajas.
Oh, that's my brother.
Big up to your brother.
Yeah.
What's your view on the huge difference in talent level from your time compared to ball played locally now?
It's a big difference, man. I mean, just the kids don't have the kind of love for that game no more, man. The passion
Mhm.
for the game. That's just the main thing. And it's just like, I mean, to piggyback and Jerry Brown,
Yeah,
listening to Jerry Brown. I mean, just like he said, a lot of kids they need to take responsibility. You know what I mean? Ownership for the responsibility for whatever going on with them instead of passing it on to somebody else. It just
that's
hey,
true.
the love for the game, it ain't there no more, man. It gone. You know what I mean? Gone.
So we got a question here from Steve. He states, I think you was a great sprinter. We ran a lot. You never thought you could have been an Olympic runner. If I could recall, you ran 10:30 on the 100 meter.
Actually, it was actually my fastest 100 meter was a 10:81. It went so far down as a 10:30 at all. If I running a 10:30, I mean, hey, I would have stick with track. 'cause 10:30 is damn that's fast.
Yeah,
But I mean,
that's fast.
actually, my not just natural speed. Natural speed I was a 10:81 runner. My fastest 100 meters.
That's pretty good, man, for not
I
really
don't think, yeah,
taking it serious.
yep,
No, so I could, you kind of touched on that All Star that game when you guys played Curacao. I was there. I could remember I was there on the tall base side, and everybody to be
yeah.
chilling. I remember watching that game, man.
Yeah,
It
I
was a
threw
good.
120 pitches that game, man.
Yeah, you ball out, you ball out.
Yeah.
So after that performance and after that whole tournament, did you hear any feedback? Anybody come and tell you like, hey, did the Atlanta Braves scout or any other scout was interested in you?
Well, actually, after that, I never get no feedback or anything after that. What happened is when I transitioned into high school, I've been in 10th grade, and at that time, you know how old we was already, getting a problem and all that.
Yeah,
I fight a lot and everything, and my mom, I mean, she just got sick and tired of it.
yeah,
She got sick and tired and she just find a place and she ended up sending me to Fort Lauderdale. I went to a school in Fort Lauderdale named Boyd Anderson. And I mean, hey, Mumba, that was like, I mean, one of the worst years I ever played baseball in my life.
oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I really learned to lose. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people if I don't know how to lose, I learn to lose there. Because actually, I mean, I used to write our own lineup, Mumba.
what?
I used to write our lineup for the team, actually. Because I mean, we had a coach that I mean, the school wasn't a baseball school. It was more volleyball, basketball, track and football. You know what
Oh,
I'm
okay,
saying?
okay, yeah,
And it wasn't really about baseball at all. Baseball was terrible. And I mean, I get a couple guys. I even called home. I mean, called St. Thomas. I got catcher from St. Thomas that came to come up and he get homesick. And actually the game that he caught me, I mean, we played a team named in Coconut Creek. We played a team in Coconut Creek and they were like one of the top teams them in that region at the time. And they beat me 1-0, brother. You know what I mean?
gee,
For a school that just ain't no good in ball at all. I mean, they were shocked and all to see that. I mean, it was just me and him carrying the team. You know what I'm saying? And from then, it was just crazy because we lose 28 game, Mumba. We
hey,
played 28 game and lose all. You know
oh
what I mean? We lose
God,
all.
that's crazy, my
We
son.
lose all. And I can remember to a practice, they had a scout. I don't know, a scout that saw me from the same scout that was looking at Digamo Markwell from Blue Jays. I don't know how he found out that I was in the state of Florida. But he came to a practice one day. He called me to the side and asked me if I remember him. I said, yeah, I think I remember you from, when I was in St. Croix. So he said, yeah. And then he asked me like, hey, what you doing here? And I tell you, well, hey, my mom, this is where she sent me. This is where she sent me and this is why I at. So he asked me if I ready to play some baseball. You know what I'm saying? So I said, yeah, I was ready. So he knew the coach from Miami Jackson,
Mm,
Coach Keeley. He was my coach there. I mean, and he actually spoke to him, and they got in contact with my mom, and later, I mean, he got some people who I stay with, some very, very good people, some Espinals, the last name is Espinals.
Espinosa. Okay.
Yeah, Espinal, the last name, Louis Espinal
Yeah.
and Maria Espinal. I mean, they were damn good. I mean, they take care of me. And
Nice,
the
man.
school, like I said, the school was like about 15 minutes walking distance.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
they got in contact with my mom and they set a price or whatever, what it was, and we had like a little you go through their house and in the back, had like a little efficiency where I stay,
Oh,
so
nice,
it was good. They take care of me. And ever since then, that's when baseball actually blew up for me in Miami.
man. Yeah.
That's when things went from like 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get to some of these viewer questions, Mackeel, and then we're gonna get right back into it. And this question we're gonna take you back to when you was playing in Paddy Joseph Stadium. This is a question from Dwayne Crozier. How was it playing for the VI team playing and St. Croix in front of the St. Croix crowd?
Lovely. Ain't no better place to play.
It's
No
true.
better place to play than in front of your hometown.
We have a question here from Tal Bo. Where do you think your raw talent came from?
Naturally, I think that was naturalness. It got to be natural and God gift.
Yeah, yeah, I would think something, son.
Yeah.
Let me. I'm just going through these to make sure. Okay, we have a question from Juan Pablo Plante. If I pronounce anybody name wrong, I apologize, guys. I's the worst at pronouncing names and stuff. I can't even say talk properly.
Yeah,
So,
that's my cousin Lakish.
like, the question is: at one point playing, you figure out you could compete at a high level.
Um, I would say like when I reached to like when I got my senior year. At my senior year is when I really know that hey, I ready to move on.
Oh, you see, okay, so your senior year.
Yeah.
Now we have a question here from from Levran Saro. Big up to Levran. Yeah, question: how did you learn Spanish?
Hey, school number one, and like I said, living with them people, them Espinals, brother. I mean, hey, up to now, even if I visit them, the mom don't speak English to me. She speaks Spanish. So I learn a lot of Spanish through them too.
Mm.
Yeah.
We have a question from Dwayne. Did you wanted to stay home, or you was glad with your mom when your mom sent you to Florida?
At the first time, like I said, I didn't even know if I was going. I mean, I didn't even know where we were going at first. So, I mean, it was kind of new to me. I mean, I actually cried on the plane, but
Yeah, I would be
like
crying.
like I said, I mean, when I move up there, I mean, everything was good for me. Even though, like I said, I played a losing team for 28 games. It was something different for me, and just to know that hey, I there in the States now.
Yeah,
And I think I just figure hey, something will happen. I was I'm actually thinking at that school really that things would have turned around, but hey, I thank God that that Skull fan Blue Jays actually find some place for me to go that blow up baseball for me.
yeah, that's true, man. That's true. And we have a question here from Terry Byron. How did you feel when you realized you could compete at a national level?
I feel good, man. I mean, it was not bigger feeling than that, Demumba. You know that already. I mean, if I'm being there, hey, once you're there amongst other people, I mean, you deal with that. Is the wall? I would say against the wall. I mean, for you to be there as one of them, hey, it's a pleasure.
It's true, man. Big up to Terry, man. Terry was an inspiration for us, so big up to
Definitely.
Terry Barrow, man. We definitely look up to him as well as George Bailey. We have a question here from KJ Kev Kami. Anything you regret during your playing career? Big up to my bro Kami.
I mean, I regret just how I was. That's my temper and my attitude at the time. I mean, I always regret that.
Yeah,
because my temper, my attitude was, well, I mean, I had a real bad temper. Attitude wine as, up to par. But I mean, that's one thing I regret. If
yeah,
I had a better attitude and everything, I just feel that, hey, I could have made it a lot farther.
that's true. That's true. We have a question here from Omari. Eastman, how did it feel when you started to get noticed?
Hey, man, that was the best feeling. I mean, that was the real best feeling. I could remember, like I said, down in when I moved to Miami, things like I said, things blow up that way, and it's like, I mean, coming closer to June, is when I realized because I mean we had practice now. You know what I'm saying? And we in the batting cages and we had the batting cage and they got like 10, 15 scouts around the cage and it's just to see me. You know what I mean? And
Wow.
that was I mean, hey, that was a damn good feeling. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because it just like I mean, they wanted to see me hit from the left side, then they want to see me hit from the right side. It was good. Best feeling ever, man.
yeah, I could imagine, man. That's a great feeling for real, man. Seeing all the hard work and dedication you put in, and now you could see it kind of coming full circle. You seeing the results. You know, we have a question here from Saro. Which position did you prefer? Would you change the road and change the road you took?
What position did I prefer?
Yeah, which
Actually,
position do you prefer?
playing I like Shasta.
Like shots.
I love Shasta. I love Shasta.
We I'm gonna get to these viewer questions because I want to touch on that too. With you choosing Shah stop and stuff.
Yeah.
We have a question here from Carlton Bell. From Carlton Bell. Big up to Carlton. Did you think you would have taken track more serious if you went to complex?
No, it would have been the same way. 'Cause like I said, baseball was my thing. You know what I mean? So it would have been the same way.
Yeah, that's true. We have a question here from Dwayne. In Florida, did you get recognized for pitching or shortstop?
I mean, they had games that I mean they were actually looking at me for pitching because I mean at that time now I was hitting 94 on the gun. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
was hitting 94 on the gun, but my
jeez.
bat, my bat was a big issue because I hit 520 in high school my senior
Oh
year.
my
You
god.
know what I mean? So, and that's one of the reasons why I mean I like the bat. I love the bat. So I didn't want to pursue nothing with pitching. Pitchers don't bat, unless you're in the National League.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to bat and I hit 520, 75 RBIs, 12 home runs, and hey, I mean that was just I just love Shasta.
man. That's some crazy numbers, brother. Jeez. We have a question here from Bryson Doc Varika. You was a good student in my class. I can't remember a bad attitude. When did that happen? Good question. I want to know when it happened too.
I mean, it actually took place. I mean, when I started to see different stuff in the minor leagues, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't, it's hard, you know what I mean? And just like listening to your cast, you know what I mean? Listening to Jerry Brown, Major Cummins, everybody kind of touch on it and just to show you how hard it is, you know what I'm saying, in the minor leagues to make it. I mean, it had times where, I mean, my bat, I mean, I'm doing good, you know what I mean, for like 2 weeks straight,
Yeah,
and like the coach didn't like me. He actually liked Escobar, which is Alcides Escobar.
yeah,
He actually liked Escobar over me. And it's just like to see where, I mean, if he played me today, I mean, if the GM come in town, I play him every day. Once the GM gone, he sit me down today, play me tomorrow. Sit me down today, play me tomorrow. So my numbers ain't gonna be doing no good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I sit down today, me playing a tile for the whole game. You know what I'm saying? And if I ask go to the cages while me playing, I can't go. But then when I'm on the field playing, Escobar in the cages. You know what I'm saying? So I see, I mean, a lot of stuff that I see that really kind of trigger me off. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
it get rough, man. It get rough. And like I tell even my mom, I mean, she was upset, and like I always tell her, you got to be there. I mean, you got to be there to really witness and see what's going on
yeah.
because it ain't easy at all, man.
You know what? It's true, man. I think people back home don't realize how tough it is for people. Some of us from the Virgin, not all of us, because like for instance, like Jerry Brown, he had a pretty good, smooth transition, in the minor leagues going into the major leagues. But some of us, it was real difficult, and a lot of no disrespect to the Latin players and stuff like that, but some of those guys just they don't. There's a lot of favoritism.
Yeah, they cater to them a lot, man. They cater to them a lot.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
cater to them a lot. They cater to them
definitely.
a lot. And honestly, me playing in the minor league system, I played against Escobar a lot. I think I played against him in 3 different seasons. And
Right.
me, you my brother, but honestly, you was better than him. You had a
I
stronger arm.
mean, he couldn't run on me. He
Yeah,
couldn't chug on me, and he couldn't hit on me.
yeah, he couldn't
You
hit.
know what I'm
He just
saying?
had he had a good glove.
I must say he had some damn good hands. He
Yeah,
had better hands than me, but eventually, I was working on that
yeah.
because I knew I had to work on.
But you
You
had
know?
good hands. You had good hands though. But
Yeah, but I mean, actually, yeah, my hands was good, but it was like raw talent, like more of a raw talent. He was,
yeah,
I mean, Escobar was finesse. You know what I mean? He had some damn good hands.
he has some good
But like
hands.
I said, he couldn't run. He couldn't. I mean, I used to throw the ball 95 past a diamond.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Escobar couldn't throw the ball on me.
yeah, it's true. It's true. I agree, man. Because I played against him, man, and you just have more tools than him, man. You just have more tools than him. But it goes back to the favoritism
Yeah,
and coaches and stuff. And people
yeah,
don't realize how difficult it is in the minor leagues, man. And then you got to be dealing with all of that stuff, man.
yeah, man, they're rough.
It rough for real. It rough for
Because
real.
I actually overstayed my time in rookie ball. You know what I mean? Even had times with I think it was like for my last about 2 or 3 weeks, I couldn't even play no more in rookie ball. Because my time was done and they had to move me up.
Yeah, that's
But they,
moving.
they just kept me back all that time, for I don't know what,
Yeah,
until I get a card to move up.
yeah. You just got put in a bad situation, man.
Yeah.
You know. I'm gonna get to some of these viewer questions. they they asking a lot of questions. So I appreciate everybody tuning in and supporting Mackeel and his episodes. I appreciate you guys asking all the questions. Them someone make sure try to get to all the questions. So if I apologize if I miss any questions, if I miss any questions, you guys could send it again. Question from Dwayne: How did you learn to hit from both sides?
Actually, Genix taught me at the age of 13.
I
Is when I
remember. Yeah,
actually learned to hit from the both sides from Genix.
yeah, I remember that day too. We have a question here from Jasan Page. Um, How do you feel? How do you feel your career would have been if you didn't leave home?
How different would it have been? I mean,
Yeah,
it would have been. I don't think I would have get the exposure that I did
true that.
in Miami here. Because I mean, when the scout came, that's only like Latin American tournament time alone. They never really come to here like for our regular games. And it's to say, like, I mean, playing a school league. I mean, when we played school league back then, I think it were even more games when we played growing up in high school. But I mean, right now, I mean, you're gonna play 6 games, and that included playoff and championship, and that's not enough to do
Yeah, that's not
nothing.
enough. Yeah, that's not
That's
enough.
terrible. I mean, it's just a compare to what I just tell you. We played 28 games in America, to 6 games and then a playoff. I mean, that's nothing in St. Croix. So you can't really get nothing out of that. So it was different.
You know what? You're right. That something just click. You're right because I think playing high school ball back home it doesn't prepare you when you go to college because when you go to college you probably gonna play like 54 to 56 games, and then
Exactly.
like you say you guys play 28 games, so that's a lot of game enough so you could transition to the college level.
I mean,
You know, you
it actually give you time to get little stats. You know what I mean? To get stats to give to the school.
yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
I don't think you could get enough stats out of 6 games. You know what I'm
You're right.
saying? Just if I rank, let me know.
Oh,
But
you're
you
right.
can't get enough game out of that. I mean, enough stats. So ain't
Yeah,
nothing
you're
you
right.
could do with them games or something.
You're right about that. We have a question here from Shamoy. What advice would you give to a young switch hitter to help them be more effective? Did you mentally have the same approach on both sides?
actually, actually, I wouldn't say I had the same approach. I'm a natural right-hander. And I mean, eventually, just facing a lot of right-handers, I got the bat left. So I just
Yeah,
started. I to me, I couldn't hit as good a right hand no more. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, my approach was different because I could actually control myself on the right side. But from the left side, I mean, everything that be going from the left side, everything gone. Once I come into that zone, holding back. And to me, that was like my more power side, my left side.
that's
That's
true.
my
Yeah,
power side. And
we
even
got
even though I'm a natural right hander.
yeah. You are way more power on the left
Yeah.
side for real. It was scary. We have a question here from Dwayne. Where did you bat in that lineup? I want to say that question might have been pertaining to when you was talking about when you was with Kansas City in rookie ball.
I lead off. I will lead off in rookie ball. Yeah, I lead off in rookie ball. I will lead off with that.
Okay, so we have a question here
Actually,
from
my first year, my first game ever, I bat ninth. But
Ninth.
after that, I moved up. I was a lead off hitter for about 3 years.
And we have a question here from Wolf James. Mr. Rogers, do you remember the Governor Young games or I want to say maybe the Governor
The
Youth
governor
games?
youth games, yeah, man. I mean, them were the days. I mean, they need to bring back them kind of days
Everybody
because I
every time, yeah.
mean, them
And
kind them that bring all the hold them together. You know what I'm saying? Mumby Jew, Kennedy, Shabbat,
yeah,
Safarali, Harrigan, everybody had a team. And that used to bring us together them times. That them times were really, really good. And it had times where like, we traveled to St. Thomas or St. Thomas come over to compete. And them times were really, really good time, man. They need to bring that back.
yeah, they need to bring it back, man. It really made us real competitive because you wanted to represent for where you was from, and you
Exactly.
did not want to lose. So it was like, you know, and it was like a big brotherhood too, man. It was all love, and we competed and we have fun. We have a question here from Steve. You never felt that a 4 year college would have helped you a little more?
I always thought so, but I mean, coming out of high school at 18 years old, I mean, when I get drafted out of high school, I get drafted in the fourth round,
Yeah,
and college and it wasn't on my mind at all. I mean, I can remember calling my mother and telling her I mean, I ain't going to school, because I mean, actually, I graduated with a 3.5 GPA,
that's
and
good,
I
bro.
was already committed to UM, but I mean,
Damn.
just by getting drafted in the fourth round, that changed everything, because I mean, I called my mom and I told her, I said, I ain't going to school, and I God bless you, gave again, and two of them, Valmy Thomas and Genix. I mean, Genix number one. Valmy Thomas was like, I mean, I can remember speaking to Valmy Thomas before he passed, and he was like, why he didn't sign that picture because he knew me as a pitcher growing up, and every Monday morning when he called, that he called him my name for pitching or something.
Yeah.
Genix was one. He was kind of he felt that way that he went to college.
Mm,
You know how Genix over school. You know what I mean? So that's how he was. He wanted me to go to college, but fourth round Mumba, I tell my
can't
mom, I
pass
said,
that up.
yeah, I ain't going to
Cannot.
school. Yeah,
You got to take that. Got
I
to.
ain't going to school.
Did Genix want you to be a pitcher too?
Actually, yeah, he
Okay.
absolutely wanted. But I mean, I didn't even think like he pushed it like that. Like he was upset for that. I didn't
He
think so
was.
because, like I said, I play shot stuff with Genix a lot too. So either way, but I think would have make Genix pro.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
either way.
Because I remember when I came home one year to train and walk out with he, and he was saying, "Man, Mackeel don't listen. I tell Mackeel to sign as a pitcher. You know how Genix is with the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
He too
yeah,
hard. He don't
yeah, yeah,
listen."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what's crazy is the fact that Genix, man, it's amazing that some of the players and that he helped get into to be a professional athlete like myself and you. I know he probably have some more players. Maybe I don't know, but I think that's pretty outstanding on his part as a coach, man. I mean, other coaches help along the way, but
Right.
he started the journey, so it's amazing. That's pretty good, you know. So did you playing in high school before you got drafted, right? Did your mother came up to see you play any high school games?
No, actually, she never see me playing no game in school, in high school. She actually got to start my first professional game though. You know, my stepfather, they got to, I mean, I actually had my first hit was a base hit down first baseline, a bunt. I mean, a bunt base hit, that was my first professional hit ever. And my mom got to witness that.
Man, that's good, mister.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get to this viewer question right here. This is from Rocky Fast Up. Big up Rocky, big up.
yeah, big
Um,
up, Lucky.
did you ever hear about those VI boys that went to Miami Edison High School that played baseball?
Of course, I always talk to Mijay. Me and Mijay talk almost every day. You know what I mean? I mean, that was one of the man them that actually I met when they were playing in with Kansas City. And he was with the Twins. I don't know if me you remember, what I mean, airing me out in the tunnel. You know what I mean? When I went to visit him, he was hearing about me. 'Cause I mean, I had just came back from suspension. You know what I mean? And he was telling me like, how rough it is and just to keep my head on and what's not. But me and me just talk all the time. And actually, you know, one of the coaches that coached them track and field is a coach named Coach Hardwick, and that was actually me, Jay, track coach. Because me, Jay set records, what I mean, for track and everything in Miami, if they're
That's
still there. But yeah, me, Jay told me a lot about that team. I mean, it was a lot of BI man that turned Edison around.
yeah,
Because Edison, I mean, in my days in Miami, Edison wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But to hear about where they took Edison, yeah, I hear a lot about that team. A lot.
so getting drafted. I know you talked to your mother, you talked to Genix, you talked to Vami Thomas. How did she react when you got drafted?
My mom, she was happy.
Happy?
She was happy. I mean, I actually wait for her to come for me to sign my contract.
Man, that's nice, man.
She
That's
she was
beautiful.
actually there to witness me signing. So
Wow.
yeah, she was happy with it.
And what about no, and what was going through your mind when you was actually signing that contract? Like signing that contract. Like what was going through your mind?
Mumbai, I was ready to go, man. I ready to just start this journey. I ready to move because I mean, just to hear, I mean, to feel from just is when I had I mean, my coach was always in touch. He was always in touch with me. We was really good, and I was actually one of his first ever, one of his first ever ball players to ever sign a contract. So I
Wow.
made him proud too. So he was actually happy with that, and it's just to know that I mean I would have been a high draft pick at that time. I mean it was good because I could remember. I mean coming down to that draft day in June. You know, the same day the draft, I mean, my whole team, there was at the place where I used to stay with Espinals, and I had like a whole spread with chicken and everything, and the guy that I made my agent, he was also there too, and I remember the phone ringing, when the phone rang the first time, it was Terry
That's
Byron,
just
Terry Byron called, and he was like, hey, you got something yet? Did like, anybody call you? I tell you, no, nobody called me yet. So he was like, he just got picked in the second round by Florida Marlins. So we're like, yeah, well, congrats, And it was like, we talked for a little bit and hung up, and like 10 minutes after, the phone ring again, and I picked up, and then that's when I heard, congratulations, being selected in the fourth round by Kansas City Royals. And
man.
I mean, and that's when I mean, after that, immediately I just gave the phone to the guy who was my agent at that time, and he did his talking and do whatever, But before that, I mean, I actually had a feeling that Kansas City would have signed me because 2 weeks prior to a week actually prior to the draft, I had a personal workout with them, and that's where all the GM and everybody came in, and they saw me. I mean, I hit 10 bars from the left, 10 bars from the right. I feel about 10 ground bars, and it was like the last ground ball I feel, you know, that's when I heard the GM told the scout, he said he's seen enough,
Yeah.
and after that, that's when I jumped back in the car with my coach, and he was like, hey, I think they like you. You know what I mean? And that's how I actually ain't like I didn't know I was getting drafted. You know what I mean? I actually know that I would have been a high draft pick. Actually, I actually knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now a lot of people don't know that you and Terry got drafted the same year, and that was 2000, right? If I'm not
99.
mistaken.
99.
Oh, 99, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like you in Florida, Terry in Florida, you making noise, Terry making. Were you hearing about Terry was making noise, and he was in college? Was you guys in contact during them
Yeah,
times?
man, we always used to talk. We always used to talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, when I signed my contract, you know what I'm saying? Before I even signed, I didn't even know till after the fact that the scouts, they even went around to my neighbors and stuff, you know what I mean, to ask about me.
They do that.
Because I mean that's how they operate. And I didn't even know that that's what they did. They even went around to my neighbors to ask about the person I am and whatever. And before they end up signing me. And one of the biggest thing for me was my junior high years. You know what I mean? My junior high years, was my worst, like probably one of my worst years in school because when the scout saw my transcript, he was like, "Damn, what happened in middle school?" You know what I mean? And I was like, "Yeah." I was young because my transcript, it was like, I get suspended for 10 days. You know what I mean? Say like I come back Wednesday, I gone again Thursday. And that it was crazy. And really a lot of my 10 days. Remember, I wouldn't say that I kind of deserve all them 10 days because that's one of the reason why. Me and him, we talk today, we go everything. I like, yeah, I come to a big man, overcome all them stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, I know he been on here already. Is called Viale, Mr. Viale. At that time he was a principal in Elena, and man, for years Mumbai ain't talked to Viale, man. I didn't talk to Viale, tell him nothing because none of my suspension come from Mr. Viale, and he was a principal. But at the same
principal.
time, my grandfather used to work there.
Mm,
He was a monitor there. So every time I get something, it's like, Viale goes to my grandfather and like, what to do with him? And my grandfather is like, partial, man. He's like, give him 10 days. Send him home 10 days. You know what I mean? So actually, then 10 days, I will feel too that it kind of cost me some money too.
mm.
That kind of way. I will feel it kind of cost me some money in that way too because it was really bad. My transcript didn't look too good for me, but
Yeah.
as I get into high school, it was kind of different, but not as bad.
It's funny you said that because when an organization, in our sport, but in baseball, when an organization is going to invest a lot of money in you, they definitely don't go back in your history.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Because they're spending a lot of money on you, and it's a big investment. So they
Yeah,
definitely do, you know. But back home, middle school, man, it's tough, man. You're going to it's just it's just tough, man. You're
yeah,
gonna be
man,
around the
bro.
it's just tough. It's tough for youth them times, man. So you got drafted, you sign, then they take you to a where? Arizona.
No, I went to Haines City, Florida.
Also, Kansas City was in
Yeah,
Florida.
he was in Haines City at that time.
In City, jeez,
Haines City, yeah, that city, there ain't get nothing around there.
man.
That was like in the middle of nowhere. All they had was like, just like hotels and restaurants around. He had nothing to do, just nothing at all. So we really had much to do at all. But I kind of try to make the best of it, and like I always tell people, they could have even had a state party half of the money that they make off of me for like the fines and everything. Cause I used to miss a lot of curfew, you know what I mean? So I did a lot of that. They played a lot of role in why I get released and everything. Yeah, young and just want to party, man.
You know, it's tough, man. It's tough in the environment. It's tough, especially when you're a high draft pick too. You know, it's
Yeah,
tough because it's in a way you kind of got the wall in the palm of your hands. That's what you kind of feel.
right.
You know, being a professional athlete and everything that comes along with it and stuff like that. No, they were in Haines City. Were you still with them when they went to Arizona or
No, when they
no?
moved to Arizona, I already moved to Burlington High A Ball. That
Oh,
time, no, Louis, sorry,
yeah, Midwest
yeah.
League, right?
Midwest League, yeah.
No, how was that? How was that? How was playing in the Midwest League? Like, how was the competition? How did you adapt to
I
the
mean,
weather?
as you could know, just coming from the weather was to me was it wasn't that bad. It was just it was cold. It was
Yeah,
actually colder than in Florida. But I mean, the transition to from to up there, I mean, it was kind of different because rookie ball. If you bring your family to see you, they're gonna be the only person in the stands. Rookie ball don't have no fans at all. It's just empty. So it was kind of rough. But when I moved up to the Midwest, I could remember like, my first time coming out for BP. You know what I'm saying? When I came out, I was like, I step out and right back in the dugout. I was like, damn, these people, you know what I mean? I didn't really, but eventually, like, as the game started, I mean, I actually went 3 for 4 my first night. You
nice
know what I
man.
mean? And actually, like a lot of people didn't know at that time, when I moved to the Midwest League, I was playing right field.
You were
You
playing
know what
right
I mean?
field.
A lot of people don't know that. You know what I mean? At that time, I moved to right field because what happened is in rookie ball. I mean, well, before rookie ball, I signed as a shortstop, right? And my first year home, when I went home, I mean, Mumbai, the ballpark used to see me once a week. That's a lot, man. You know what I mean? I never used to really. I thought I had it like that. You know what I mean? I never used to go to practice and everything. I started going out to practice coming closer to spring training, and
Mm,
we had like a shuttle run. You know what I mean? When we first came into spring training, and I mean, I failed that, because I went in at least about 19, 20 pounds overweight. You know what I'm saying? I signed at 175. That's when I signed. That's how much I was when I signed my contract, 175. And I went in almost like 190, heavy. And
yeah,
it was rough because I heard Terry talk about the Breakfast Club. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That time at 4 o'clock in the morning, the cold. You know what I mean? We had to go out and do that for about 2 weeks until I
yeah,
get a shuttle run. And if I
yeah.
fail it again, I was on a stairmaster for like a half an hour. I was like on a bike for a half an hour. And this was like every day until I dropped my weight. You know what I'm saying? So it was rough. It was really rough in the minors.
Explain to the viewers like what's the shuttle run and how tough it is.
Well, the shuttle run is like 60 feet, 60 yards. I mean, it's like 60 yards up, 60 yards down, and you have to do that like 4 times. You know what I mean? 4 times, and you have to do it in a certain time. Position player have a certain time, pitchers have a certain time, catchers everybody have a certain time to do it in. And I mean, I was way off, bro. I was way, way off. You know what I'm saying? I was way off. And it was like, before my first spring training, they invited me to go to Santo Domingo. I was supposed to stay my first 3 months down there before spring training. But when I got there, I mean, the liberty and everything, it was rough, man. You know what I mean? 'Cause every day, 12 o'clock, the water shut off. You know, water to
Jeez.
pay. It was rough down there, and like I said, it was already a buck 75. Even when I called my agent and I told him, I said, hey, I need to get out of here. You know what I mean? And I can remember when I leave out of there, I told the coach down there, told him in Spanish, I tell him put $1 million. I said no viene para acá otra vez. I mean that mean like for $1 million, I told him I ain't coming back down again. You know what I mean? Again. So it's just like when I reached home, my mom, she looked at me and she like, dang, like she watched my face kind of suck. I wasn't eating good. You know what I mean? It was
Mm,
rough. So I mean I actually came back home until I went to spring training.
okay. Man, that's rough, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Santo Domingo, rough.
Yeah, it
That's
was
rough.
rough. I mean, if I ask people, even some Dominicans I ask at home, if they know about Salcedo, they're in the country, bro. That's way out in the country where Royals been. So no, a lot of some Dominicans home, they don't even know what Salcedo is.
That's crazy.
That's way out in the country.
We kind of touched on some of the challenges that you had in the minor leagues as far as favoritism. Was there any other challenges that you did you face any type of racism or any other challenges?
Actually, the racism, like I said, I mean, I thought the coach was kind of racist towards me. I actually thought so too. He was kind of racist towards me. I mean, I always, thank God for. I mean, he had a man. I don't know if you ever heard about Jose Tarabal.
I'll say terrible. Nah,
He's an
no, I
older
think
guy.
so.
He also had a son named Danny Tarabal too. But Jose Tarabal was an older man. He actually played professional ball himself, but he was like he used to coach with us with the Royals sometimes. Time to time, and
Okay.
times that I couldn't go in the cages. Whenever he's around, he used to take me. And I always was grateful for that. And he always used to tell me, the color that and my color, we have to
Mm-hmm.
work twice as hard. And yeah, I mean, he tried to talk to me a lot, but I mean, it was rough, man, Mumba. It rough to deal with it, and just to see what they're doing me. I can remember breaking my finger. I mean, my index finger, the top hand for feeling. I end up a ball hitting my finger, and it broke. So I couldn't do nothing actually. But at that time, Ron Karkovice, know him, right?
Yeah,
Big
yeah, yeah,
catcher for he was a catcher for Chicago White Sox back in the days.
yeah, yeah.
Ron
White Sox. Yeah.
Karkovice, yeah, he was my coach at the time, and I could remember. I couldn't do nothing. I mean, I did my workout every morning, doing my workout with the team, everything. My running, everything I doing. And because now he just, I mean, feel that I sitting down in the dugout and ain't doing nothing, he decided to send me up and field two at that time to so when I went to field two now, I got up there. I didn't even know what I going up there for. So when I reached up there, I saw I had about like six pitchers and a trainer. And these man doing 110s. You know what I mean? They're doing 18 110s. And that's what he sent me to do. So I was like, no, I said me ain't doing that. You know what I mean? I said,
Crazy.
hell no, I ain't doing it. So now the trainer called back Karkovice. When he called Karkovice now, Karkovice, he upset, whatever. Tell me to go in the clubhouse. I went in. When he came in now, he took me in the office and he called the front office. And that's where I mean he felt kind of bad afterwards because the front office, I mean, they asked me questions now. The first thing Bob Hegman at the time, he asked me, you know, take him through my morning. So I let him know what I did that morning. So he turned to Calcavas and let him know, hey, he's already did what he's supposed to. So what's the reason for you sending? He didn't have no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he had no. He just wanted to just send me out of there. You know what I mean? Just get me out of the dugget because he felt like I ain't doing nothing. I mean, and right after that, Mumba, I mean, I couldn't throw the ball what they want. I mean, it's like to see that happening. I forced myself to throw the ball with these three fingers. Can I tell
Man.
you? And that's how I went out and I started to throw the ball with my three fingers until my finger actually get better. You know what I mean?
Man, almost cost. Man, that heck breaks my heart to hear what you went through, brother. That's some for real, my son. That's crazy, my son. Every organization is different, man. But man, I've seen some stuff, but man, like what you went through, man, was you
Yeah.
know, and it's tough because you're still young. That's the thing, man. You're
Yeah,
still
man.
young, and it's like going through all those challenges, man. It's hard to deal with sometimes, man. It's hard to deal with. Love. Sarah, I have a question. Did you ever get homesick? I'm guessing it's
Never.
pretty
Never
when
get
you was in
home.
a
I never get homesick. No. Well, I would say like my first year, I wouldn't call it homesick. It was just like you play a first year professional ball. I can't wait to get home. You know, it was like that was how it was because I mean season already finished and that my first year we made the playoffs. So that's extra that's extra days, like an extra 2 3 weeks. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I mean, but still, I mean I was playing ball, so I mean I didn't feel like I won't say homesick at that. No.
My minor league seasons is tough too, man, because you rarely get any days off, man, and you
No, man,
be
it's
all
every
over.
day, man. You're going at it on the gram every day.
Yeah, we
Serious.
have.
Ain't like when you move up to A ball, what time the time you could get to the park at A ball, I mean, it was different. Because like I said, I mean, when I first moved up to A ball, you gotta get host family. They come and check to see if you want to stay with them or what's not. and we have 3 days at the hotel. You got
Yeah,
3 days at
yeah,
the hotel before you ever move on. So, like I said, I stayed at the Pizzazz, and the Pizzazz being like, walking distance to the park. You know what I'm saying? It being very close to the park. So, I had a couple of players. They actually wanted, you know, help. Because they stay in an apartment too, so they wanted me to come to help them, whatever pay rent and what's not.
yeah.
And I had 6 months to go, and I just went to the front desk. You know what I mean? I went to the front desk and I told them how much months I had, and I asked them how much they would charge. And she was like 250 a month. So that was it. I ain't went no place. I stayed right at the Pazaz. That was my
See,
house.
yeah,
Yeah,
man. I do the same thing.
yeah, that was my house.
We have this here from Laurel Joseph. Your father would like to know if you remember when he came up to see you play in Florida at the losing school. It was
I
there a kind of scout told him they were interested in you. Your dad says, "Hey, look."
yeah, remember that like yesterday. Definitely.
You-
My father used to make me run up the steps in housing, with two gallon bottle, You know what I mean? My father he put in some work too.
man,
Definitely.
he put in some work for real, man. They
I ain't
had
had
you.
no summer. I ain't had no summer. I go housing to my father. He don't give me two gallon bottle and I had to run up them steps. I had to start from them. That's a true story. So I had to start from the bottom and just run up all them steps to the top and come back down. That's like every summer. So he put in some work too.
Yeah, man. Big up, definitely big up to your father, my son. So and so you finished the whole season in Lowe in
Yeah, I
Midwest
finished
League.
the whole season. Yeah.
After that season, what was next?
After that season, I came back home, and it was like I would say November, probably going into December. I mean, I went and I checked the post office in Richmond in St. Croix. I checked the post office, and when I got the mails, one of the mails was a pink slip, that showed me that I was unconditionally released.
Hmm.
And I drove from Richmond post office to Canigata Ballpark under the Tamron tree. I ball like a baby, Mumba. I ball snot on my nose. You know what I'm saying? I just ball like a baby, and it's like when I really sit down and I watch myself. Ain't nobody to blame but
Yeah,
me. You know what I'm saying? Because I got chances, brother. I get suspended twice. You know what I'm saying? Before they ever release me. So ain't nothing more than that you could have wanted. And one of the reasons, like I said, we have to touch on it is just because I was a high draft pick. Because if I wasn't a high draft pick, they wasn't giving me so much chances.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because my first time I get suspended for 2 weeks, I get called back in 3 days. The next time I get suspended for another 2 weeks, I get called back in 5 days. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody to blame but me at it. And when I catch myself, and it's just me to blame. Ain't nobody at all.
So man, so they didn't call you. They just
No, I get my release through the mail, brother. I get my release in the mail. And that's why I tell you, my mother, I ain't even tell my mother nothing till it coming closer to spring training. You know what I mean? Cause she know March coming and me doing, I ain't getting ready to go to place and what's not so. And like I said, I didn't tell her nothing until eventually I just end up telling her, I get released. And I could remember, I think about like 2 years after that, Cleveland Indians, they came. They came down to see me. And when this man came, he already, just rubbed me the wrong way in the first place because he talking about in my past. So, whatever happened in the minor leagues, it goes around.
yeah.
Kind of way. So all he was talking about in my past, and I trying to let him know, hey, I'm older now. And I can remember we went out, we went on the boardwalk and everything in town, and we eat, had dinner, everything, and his offer to me was like, I think it was like $4,000 or something to go back. And I was like, no, I ain't taking that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I felt like I worth more than that.
Hmm.
And after the years, just to get back up there, Mumba, I cannot regret I didn't even take the $4,000. You know what I'm saying? Just to get back up there. So I mean, I cannot regret that too.
Yeah, because the most important thing you just want to get a chance to be in the minor league and get opportunity to
Yeah.
yourself a shot. Did you no? Did you when that guy offer you? Did you have any conversation with anybody about that situation, about if you think you should take it or not, or you just
No,
made that decision right off the
just
bat?
I made it on my own. I had no conversation with nobody.
Yeah, you know, it's it's so important for people for people that made it in like especially I'm gonna touch on baseball that play professional baseball, even if it's minor league, to really to to kind of like guide the youths them. Whoever get like whoever like say if somebody get drafted, they should definitely reach out to people like you, myself, Terry Byron, JD Clark, whoever played minor league baseball, just because we could kind of give them advice, you know what I'm saying? Because what we've been through and some of the mistakes we made, we could
Right.
kind of let them like, hey, you might not want to do this, etc., and stuff like that. Because I feel like if I knew you made that decision on your own, but if you had somebody to really like talk to you and kind of explain to you, like, man, Mackeel, you could take the 4,000 because guess what? The next if you produce the next season, you could negotiate with what you want, and then you could have
Exactly.
more teams.
Yep.
You know, but
That's what you get. I mean, I regret that. More
you
said.
know, but yeah, man. But you live on your law, man. That's how it
Yep.
is. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. But that's I'm glad you touched on that because whoever is watching this, that maybe they have a son that might get drafted, or if anybody watching this as in the minor leagues, they could definitely, learn from what you talked about, or they could probably reach out to you or anybody, man. You know. So you had the opportunity with the Cleveland Indians. Did any other opportunities came about after that?
Actually, I had one more opportunity, but I didn't like the outcome. And it was one Arnold Batwit.
Okay.
He actually came down, and when he came, I mean, I was ready, but he came to actually see me pitching, so I was on the mound at that time, and when he came, I was hitting like 91, 92. I mean, mid 90s, and he was like, he said his thing to me, like he wanted to see me more in the mid 90s, and that's one of the reasons why I never really, he never even took me on. And like I said, I mean, I never liked the outcome of that one, but hey, it is what it is.
Man, you see, that kind of baffles me, man.
Yeah.
With someone like nothing against the Bradway, but it's like you're in the
1 hour,
you
man. 1 hour.
so what?
That's how it is. It's just 1 hours. He's 1 hour wee, brother. And that's why I ain't gonna lie to you, Mumba. When he said he wanted to see me, I said I got a shot, brother. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's what,
I really thought I had a shot when he said he wanted to see me. And it's like, I mean, how he dealt with me, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it at all, at all, at all.
that's what it's kind of like it's baffling to me because if you're in the 90s and you used to be in the mid 90s and you're in the 90s, you're you might not even be at your full potential then. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you get signed and you really get into the proper training and doing what you got to do and getting the groove of things and get some innings underneath your belt, because throughout the season your velocity climbs. It
Yeah.
climbs.
But on top of that, Mumba, I mean, I already threw. I mean, I'm throwing. I throw about maybe 20 pitches. You hear me? And after like my 20th pitch, I mean, he told me to run 3 laps. 3 laps, Mumba. He told me to run 3 laps after my 20th pitch. And then right after my third lap, I stop at third base. And he put me right back on the mound again. What do you think my first pitch was? In a dot, right in front of me. I couldn't, I mean, I had nothing to do. I mean, this is why he put me through, man. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. And God as my witness, Dido Simmons and I mean BB Bates. They were me. They saw everything. And like I said, I didn't like how he dealt with me at all, at all.
Yeah, that's BS, man. That's BS. That's BS. Yes,
Yeah,
man. I don't care if I mean, you know, if it was somebody else, man, and you try 90s, they would be impressed and they'll be like, man, you could try 90 right now, man.
yeah.
Imagine when we get cheap and
But
then
let me
all
get to
night.
this. After that, right? He said he wanted to see me again. Now, that day he wanted to see me, he said he wanted to see me about 7. I got to the park about maybe 5:36. Run. I mean, I sweat out Mumba. Just sweating, just ready for he. I mean, this a scout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was a scout for I think Angels he was at that time. And I mean, he's like, okay, he wanted to meet me at the park at a certain time. So like I said, I'm there before because I mean I know how scouts move. So I
Yeah,
there way
true.
before him. I mean I getting ready and at the time Ellington Maynard was at the park. So I mean I'm asking Ellington like I seen the time coming. So I was like, okay, it's 7 now. Where is he? Ellington tried to make a couple of phone calls, everything, never get you with him. And then all of a sudden, I mean, it was like, I mean, 8:30 come. So I was like, I said, you know what, Ellington, I got, you know? I mean, it wasn't like that, but I had some obscenities behind that. So I told him I got. And I think it was like next day, I got a call from Arnold. He left a message, told me that he forgot me, right? He forgot me. This is a scout. He said he forgot me. And he wanted to see me the next day.
Hmm.
So I said, okay, no problem. And lo and behold, the next day, like, he wait for me. I never went back up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, that's tough, man. That's crazy. Like, you know, it's sad that your own will do that to you, man. Honestly, man. You know what I'm saying? I know the viewers, some of you guys might know him. I don't really know him that much, but I think that Mackeel have some experience playing professional baseball. I have some experience playing professional baseball, and I think we know how it works and stuff like that. I understand he's a scout, and they might see things from a different perspective. But man, you joined in the '90s. Any scout will definitely, they'll salivate over it, man. They definitely be impressed, and then having you running laps like that's crazy. Like that don't even happen. Like no, that don't even happen in the minor leagues. You don't even run laps and then pitch a game, like pitch, like crazy stuff like that. That's crazy. Like
I will never take. I mean, he doing big things. You know what I mean? He doing big things now. Never take nothing away from me, but I always will keep that in the back of my head, man, because I didn't like what he do to me. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I never like it at all.
yeah, that's unfair, man. That's unfair what he did to you, man. But if he doing big things, man, shout out to Broadway, man. But some stuff is just is ridiculous. But so and then after that whole situation, that was pretty much it. No,
That,
we
that,
did.
was- that, was pretty, that was pretty much it for it. I never really, nobody else never came or nothing. And I always said, because I mean, it was like years, I think after I get released, couple years after,
Yeah,
I went to Miami and I went to visit the people I used to stay with. And they called my coach at that, I mean, my high school coach, he was like 45 minutes out. So when they called him and they're like, guess who here? So they told him I was there. So he was like, he told me don't effing move from there. So I was like, okay. So when he came, I mean, Mumbai, he aired me out, man. You know what I mean? He threw me up, he aired me out, and ain't nothing else I could have tell you, Mumbai, that you're right. Because one of the things that my coach was always telling me, even after my first half season, he was like, hey, go home for like 2 weeks and come back up. Let's work. But I mean, I never did that. Like I said, I went home, I had money, I was splurging, man. I was just flashing.
yeah,
I was just flashing, and like I said, I've been to every line I hit, every pan knock I did it.
yeah,
I wasn't studying the ballpark, brother.
yeah,
Serious.
yeah. We have a question here from Eddie Brown. Apologize, Eddie, because you asked this a while ago. If you had to do it all over again, what would you do differently?
My mindset would have been a little different. I mean, my attitude I would have changed a little bit. I mean, I won't say I would have been kissing ass or anything, but I mean, I would have actually, go about my business differently. Simple.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And how old were you when all of this was when this happened? With the whole, trying to get back into the, trying to get back side.
I was like 20, between 20, 22 or 23. You
What?
understand? Yeah. Yeah, man, I still was there in my prime. And I mean, like I tell, that's why my brother, I think I told the scout from Cleveland. I mean, hey, I older now. You know what I mean? I told him that. We sit down and we eat, and I tell him, I say, older now. I mean, I make better decisions now.
Yeah, man.
But he was dwelling and he was just digging at my past, man. That's all he was digging at in my past. And I don't know if that was his reason for setting up for the money he gonna give me. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't know. But he was just digging in my past, and I keep telling him, man, all I know, man.
Because that's 2002, 2003
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
right?
Because I
So,
get released in 2003, actually.
wow, man.
So after that,
Because I got drafted when I was 23. That's when I
yeah,
got. So
I went
that
at, I went at 18.
you said a what?
I went at 18.
You went to 18. That's
Yeah,
what's and that's what's kind of troubling to me, Mackeel, honestly, because you 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 was a position player, right? No, you're trying to get back as a pitcher. So you don't really have any wear and tear on your arm. Your
no,
arm, honestly, your arm hasn't even said develop yet.
no. I
So
was good. I mean, I was good.
yeah, like your arm ain't developed yet. And I know we kind of and it's past, but it's good to talk about it because this is for me, Mackeel. I was tapping out at 98 mile an hour, 98 mile an hour, and I tapped out at 98 when I was 2009. So I was 20. I want to say I was 20, 28, 29 when I tapped out at 98 miles an hour.
Yeah,
So I had time to develop my arm strength. You know what I'm saying? Like I had time to, season in and out and develop my arm strength, getting the proper mechanics and all that stuff. So you trying like 90s and stuff like that, and like it's a problem. It's kind of confusing to me being 22, 23, 24 years old because you still
yeah,
got 5 good years to,
yep.
so man, that's tough. That's tough to hear. That's tough to hear, man. But fuck. Um, so after that, that's when you kind of transition into coaching.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I started playing in the minor league, and then I started coaching after that. Yeah.
And how was that transition coaching? You being such a amazing baseball player.
One of the good things about coaching Mumba is like, I mean, not all what I'm saying now,
Yeah,
but a lot of the kids know the mistake that I make. Because I mean, even like a lot of the kids I coach, I never hide that from them.
right.
And that was one of the biggest things that I mean, I always tell them my mistake that I make, I mean, and for them not to do the same. Even my kids.
Then and your mistakes is gonna help so much. I think it's gonna help a lot of the youths, them man. Honestly, and it's probably helping them.
Yeah. I mean, because I mean, just like rookie ball, man. We got call few. Rookie ball, I mean, and hey, I mean, it had times that they come and they knock on my door. You know what I mean? And I'm like, they're like, Rogers, you in? I'm like, yeah, in. But I mean, most of the time I in Mumbai, I mean, I get my bed sharp like a tack, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Sharp like a tack because as they gone, I gone. You
Gone.
know what I mean? As soon as they gone, I gone. And I put a stone by the game room door and I coming back in at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Because them the thing I used to be doing, man. And young, man.
Hey man, honestly, I did it too. Everybody to do it, man. That's just and
Yeah.
that's part of growing up, man. That's
Yep.
just growing up. Let me. I contacting Tiga right now. We're trying to get Tiga on the show. But yeah, I mean that's part of growing up. We are gonna make mistakes and stuff like that, man. But it's man, God, this is crazy, man. And honestly, Mackeel, man, this is crazy, man. Because I telling you, when I was playing, man, I used to be like, man, like, dude, he should be here. Like, he should be playing. Like, it's no, like, and then not just hearing how everything transpired and stuff like that, man. Like, man, it's like you had more to go, man.
Yeah, man. All of you was to put me up with each other, brother. All of
No,
you was to put up with each other.
dude,
All of you.
you know what's crazy, Mackeel? Because I played the Kansas City Royals organization in low A, high A, and triple A. So we that definitely crossed
Definitely. Definitely.
paths. So it would have been fun to pitch against you. It would
Yeah.
have been amazing, but man, that's crazy, man. Oh, so we got Tia coming in right now. So
Mark, what you saying?
What you saying to you guys? You
Good
good?
to see you, man.
Yeah, see
I've
you
been
here, man.
following along, man. So proud of you that you came on the show, give your story.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you're a brother I respect 1000% with my heart. I've been following you on Mumba all the way through. You still do a lot for the community here in the VI. A lot of people don't know about on the ground level. You don't look for no credit. You're always in the background. So I'm so happy the whole Virgin Islands have an opportunity to meet the legend that you are, man. I'm super proud. Super
Thank you.
proud.
I actually call your name today, brother. To somebody. I mean, I'm in Atlanta right now, and I actually meet a guy today that say he played overseas,
Wow.
and he
That's
said he
amazing.
played in Italy or something like that. So you were the first name I called. I like, hey, Kevin Shepard? He like the name ring a bell, but he say he not sure, but your name
It's
called
about,
today for sure.
I appreciate that, bro. But it's about you, brother. I so, dude, I am so happy you on the show because I know how hard it was to get you on the show. We wanted to get you on a lot earlier. So I'm so happy you came on and really, want to let people know about your story because your story is one of the best stories out there that can help a lot of future Virgin Islanders, not in just baseball, but in all sports in general and in life. So,
Right.
man, continue with your stories, man. I've been listening to a lot. Hopefully, I won't get divorced because I had to take the wifey out, but I had one ear and one thing, and yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, continue.
yeah, man.
so we have a question here from Saru. Who was your toughest competitors playing against growing up?
He got it. He's one of them. We always use the word, brother. I mean, that's
Facts.
my cousin. That's actually my first cousin. His father is my uncle. My father is his uncle. And it used to be a war between Sinclair and St. Thomas all the time. You know what
True
I'm
that.
saying? And I mean, even if he pitching, he know he's a batsman. And then when I pitch, I know he's a batsman too. Because I mean, that's to me. I don't care what nobody said. That's one of the best ever come out of St. Thomas, brother. LeBron Sarro Jr.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
one of the best ever.
True that. True that. True that. Tia, you could jump in if you have anything you want to ask John. You could jump in anytime, man.
No, go ahead. I mean, Mumba, you've been doing such an excellent job. A lot of the questions you asked when I was listening, I was thinking about. So keep going. You was really asking. It looked like I rubbing off on you. You really was you was hitting the nail tonight on this interview.
You rubbing off on me, brother. You the voice, man. You the voice. I'm a student, man. I always pay attention. I was willing to know. So, you know, so you're playing, man league, and you coaching. How was it like coaching your son? Your own son. Them. How was it like coaching? 'Cause it's
It,
like it's difficult to coach your sons and then still be a father.
yeah.
How do you separate the two?
I mean, actually, you know how far that's gonna be. It's gonna be a little more hard than ours.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I must say a little more hard than them. But hey, it's just to watch. Just watch the product. We watch my kids playing ball and just reminiscing on things that I used to do and seeing some of the stuff that they doing. You know what I mean? And it's like it was rubbing off on them, like it was like deja vu. You know what I mean? And it's like when I first took them to Genix and Genix fell in love with my kids one time. You know, he actually fell in love with them, and he was like, he keep telling me that they remind him of me so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it was a good time coaching them, man. Damn good.
We have a question here from Rasan Smith. We go to Rasan Smith. That's like our big brother. You know, this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
someone
yeah. That's 100%.
definitely. How was it? How was it coming up under the older guys you played with? That, how was it? How was it coming up under the older guys you played with? And how did that prepare you for the next level?
I mean, actually, I'll tell you what made it so amazing for me with those older guys is when I came back, I think it was like my second year or something like that in high school, and I came home when I was 16, and the 16 to 18 star team were traveling, someplace they were traveling, and I think it was Venezuela or Colombia. One of them they were traveling, and I came back to actually play with my age group, and at the time Joe Samuel was the president. You know, and he mentioned that I don't live here, so I mean I couldn't play with him. You know, and at that time the VI national team that was like in 1997. That was actually the 98. It
88.
was that was the year before I signed, and I actually went since he denied me from going with my age group. The man league was, I mean, the national team was practicing at the same time, so I decided I just went and tried out with them and made the team.
Wow, nice.
And you know, coming back again, even to making a team, I still had to wait for Anthony Navarro again because he was there again. You know, he was the shy stuff. So I still had to wait for him. But at that time, I mean, we practicing all the time, you know, to go.
Yeah.
And when we got down there to Venezuela, we were facing Panama the first game. And that time I was like about 17. I was the youngest probably in the whole tournament. And I think it was Pingui, Kusoto. Actually, he was supposed to pitch the first game initially. Yeah, we make everything before we leave St. Croix. So he knew he was supposed to be in the pitcher. And at the time, he went and he probably drink the water down there, and it kind of messed with his stomach. So he came, we had a meeting and he came and he was like he couldn't go. And Kai Shang again at the time, he was the coach. He was the coach at that time, and they were looking around, looking for somebody to pitch. And I was like, man, give me the ball.
Yeah.
So he looked at me like, you want the ball? I said, yeah, give me the ball. So I took the ball. And it's like, hey, Mumba, it wasn't a better place to play with, a better team to play with. I had Bolsa catching me. We had man like Dido Simmons, Kevin King,
Man.
Dennis Brow, Kenny Jackson. We had a master team, and I pitched in this game against Panama. And I was beating Panama. I beat in Panama like 7-5 until like the seventh inning. I get kind of tired, and I always said, and people always said, if you listening to me, Terry will know too. At that time when they took me out of the game, I think they was to follow me with Terry Byron, and we win the game. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But that never happened. They follow me. I can't remember who the followers with, but after whoever came in after me, hell broke loose. You know what I mean? And we end up losing our first game. But just to play with these men, behind me, Kenny Jackson, Tito Simmons, these men knock, some ball out the park that is like amazing. You know what I mean? These men was like, and them man was like, and in the like primes too, cause this like professional too.
Yeah.
So they really kind of make me feel at home, man. At 17 pitching, trust me, I feel like I was like in D class. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to bat. Bolsa behind the plate, not the strongest arm, but very quick. very, very quick. And the first man bullshot out, that was it. Nobody even run again. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I had an easy game that game there. But that game was the win to set the momentum. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny about that story? I actually hear that story from my father-in-law, Risco Davila. He's one of your biggest fan in the world. You don't want to hear Risco talk about you.
That's your boy.
This man talk about you like you is like he birthed you, brother. Risco really represent you. And he tells me that story a lot. So now just hearing it from your mouth, that's like confirmation, like you really dominated these boys down there.
Yeah, man. I mean, I do good. I mean, like I said, that was a year before I got drafted. So I mean, everything was going good for me, man. Everything was really, really going good for me at that time. Yeah. And like I said, I mean, I wasn't even walking out for pitching, Tegan. You know what I mean? I wasn't walking out with national team for pitching at all. I was just steady shot stop. And it's just down there. They needed a pitcher. I said, man, give me the ball. Yeah. You know what I mean? I knew I could have pitched. I used the pitch and I still had it. You know, and I went and I do my thing, brother.
That's what's so scary, man. That's what's so scary. That's what is the fact that you are shot stop, but like, man, imagine like that's what like I'm thinking like, man, imagine if you like was 100% just a pitcher, like, whew.
But that's one of the things I always admire about you, Mackeel. I know you can hear it from me vocally. Man, your heart and your determination was what it takes to get to the next level. A lot of we, including myself, a lot of people say we reach the highest level, but they don't know what it takes to really get to that level. And it takes that mindset and that determination, what you showed and what you continue to show. And that's one of the things I always admire about you, because it's not just talent alone. You got to have something inside of you that say, you know what? At the end of the day, I gotta give my best. I gotta put my best foot forward, and it is what it is. But I gotta do my best. Let's go. Yes, and you had that from day one.
Give thanks, man.
It's true. We have a question here from Mad Max Gonzalez. Who's your most inspirational coach?
G-Nix, brother. Yeah, nobody else. That's the man that make me who I am today still. You know what I mean? I always be my heart, brother. That's my father, man.
Rest in peace, G-Nix. And I piggyback on Mumba's story when he told the story that you and my cousin Neg and all are you there in Harrigan and you sleeping in G-Nix house and all I was like 3 in a pad. That was just crazy just to hear that little story, you know. That was amazing.
Mumba, Tyrone, and Mackeel, I mean, we carried that team for years, man, for that 4 years. You know what I mean?
We experienced a lot together, man. We see G-Nix on his happiest times and his most happiest times.
Even had a game. Yeah, you may remember Mumba. You remember the game we losing and G-Nix went home leave we?
God.
Huh? G-Nix leave we or we win the game? We win the game.
Yeah. Forget all about that, son.
Yeah.
True.
We need to get that story of file. Go ahead, Mackeel. Tell me.
We are really making nonsense in that game. You know what I mean? And G-Nix had enough of it, Mr. G-Nix had enough. G-Nix pack his stuff and G-Nix leave we down there, brother. He telling you to figure it out.
Yes,
we come back and win the game. Yeah.
Wow. Wrong memory, brother. He right? This man leave us. He was sick and tired of yes. He said, man, I'm done.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But hey, he just wanted excellence. That's the basic.
I used to live with G-Nix Tegan. I live with G-Nix every weekend a day. G-Nix housing. I remember 9 to 10 hours that G-Nix kicked me off the team, you know. Kick me off, you know. Tell me don't come back, you know, brother. I mean, I ball, but it was my fault because, you know, I wasn't listening to him at the time. I was doing what I want. He told me my head turning. I was like, no, my head ain't turning. You know, and he was like, you know, if you think you know it all, leave and don't come back. You know what I mean? Man, what? I think that was the worst thing G-Nix ever tell me. He hear me now, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that one thing he was a no-nonsense dude, son. That's one thing we got. So
man.
let me ask you now. Let me pitch in one time, Mumba, because I was listening to you guys.
Go
Because
ahead, go
now,
ahead.
Mackeel, now you're coaching and you're doing your things on the side and stuff. What do you think the Virgin Islands are missing in terms of taking our talent out, bringing back our younger talent to where we need to be and take them beyond? Because I believe like a talent like you should have been in. I know you have your job and stuff like that, but I always been pushing for you behind the scenes. You should be a big asset behind sports park or recreation in terms of your knowledge. I don't think knowledge like you and Mumba and stuff like that should go, battled up. We should be exploiting talent like you in terms of developing youths. The same way now they're starting to use me in basketball. You could be that in baseball. What do you think we need to get that talent back to the next level?
I mean, like I said, we need to get the turn them to want to love the game some more, man. To show the appreciation and the respect for the game. And that's what we don't have now. Them children have no respect and no kind of passion for the game. And we need to bring back a lot of that. And just like you talk about me coming into housing parks, I mean, believe it or not, brother, I have already delivered, hand delivered my minor league resume to the government house.
Wow.
And
I believe that.
to
It
try
took
to
me
get
9 years to get
housing
in.
park.
9 years.
To get the housing, and I never get a chance, Tegan. You know what I mean? And that was my thing. I wanted to bring back ball. I mean, teach the children baseball. I mean, I didn't school. I wanted to run children. I mean, I did that for the time being, but I tired of part and fight, brother. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would like to go and teach the children baseball, and that's what I wanted to do. But I
And you have
mean,
the knowledge, and that's the key. You have
yeah,
Yeah,
knowledge.
and
yep.
he passionate about it too. You
And
know,
things didn't work out that way. So I mean, hey, I mean, actually, Tiana, I would say like I already bypass and give up on that already because I mean, it's like you said, it's too much politics in that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't getting involved in that. I don't want a job from nobody for me to owe nobody nothing.
Right.
You know that kind of way. I,
I
facts.
I
feel
want
you.
I want a job for me to be out there on the ballpark, children come and I deal with the kids. That's what I want.
Man, I totally piggyback on what you're saying because I mean, your journey kind of piggyback on mine because I retired in 2011. In 2011, and like you said, I hadn't carried my resume in terms of everything I've done for the Virgin Islands and professional and stuff like that. And literally, it took me about a year and a half. Now I'm working with Sports Park and Recreation. So it shows sometimes we don't really care about our athletes in terms of what we've done out there for the Virgin Islands. There's a lot of political and politics behind of it, and
Yes.
that's something we're hoping to change. I think Sports Park right now have probably the best representative in terms of people understanding that we need to have athletes and sports people inside there to teach these youngsters. I think
Right.
Commissioner White and AC Renee Hansen, they are pretty good in terms of that. And I think this will probably be your best time. I mean, I've been pushing your name a lot. Like you said, you give up a little bit, but I hope you
Appreciate
don't give up
you,
because
Alvin.
I've been killing them, man, with your name. I think you will be a great asset to Sports Park and Recreation. When you're dealing with young people, it shouldn't be considered just a job. It should be considered we are grooming young Virgin Islands to make a difference, not just in terms of a professional world, but in terms of being a better person in life. And you have that quality. And I hope the A's out there are listening because, man, I will back you 1,000,000%. You should be in there.
Appreciate that a lot, brother.
Yeah, man. You're right, Tiga, man. You man, you the perfect person, man. You the perfect person. You know everything that you've been through, man. Everything that you've been through, the knowledge. I mean, everything Tegan says, and the fact that you learn from Genix as well too, man. You've been around a lot of good people. I mean, that needs to happen. So hopefully Tegan can make something happen.
Well, you better believe I could be a lot of people is. And like I said, a lot good. Thankfully, we have a lot of people in there who knows Mackeel. They know of him. So you won't be a stranger to them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my only thing is, man, if we can't get this thing happening now, it probably won't happen. Probably won't happen because this
You
is the
know
people right
baseball
here.
correct now, Tegan. You see baseball on the island, I mean, to me, I mean, it was just to see, like, I mean, I would say like the last year or two. I mean, it was just a shame to see that. I mean, I growing up all my years in Little League, he's playing West, and when I traveled to St. Thomas, and it hurt me. I can't remember. I don't know if it's last year or year before. It just hurt me to see that, East and West played, but we had to just call St. Thomas and just give it up to them because we don't have the competition over here.
Wow.
That hurt me. That hurt me because I mean we just get away.
Right.
We even traveled with our St. Croix never traveled to St. Thomas to even play them. We just call them and just give it to them and let them go. I mean that never happened in all the years I ever play ball. And that showed me right there with power baseball was just going backwards, man. It was terrible. And it's bad. It's real bad now.
Wow.
See,
You definitely gotta get that thing rising, man. Really, man. I mean,
opportunities out there, man. There's a lot, There's a lot. Yeah. And I was really impressed by you as a coach too, Mackeel, because I never really see you coach until when I came down. It was last year.
Yeah.
For that time, and then I saw when me and Neg was in the stands watching, because Neg was telling me like he's on and he was on them and stuff like
He's gonna play with me.
And like just the way how you was dealing with the kids, I was like, man, I said, Mackeel is a good coach, man. I said, my son, he could coach, brother. Like he could. The way how you was relaying the messages and stuff like that, like it's perfect, man. Like,
yep.
The kids need you for real, like,
I mean, most of my training, as I used to do, come out of my Royals handbook, Mumba.
Yeah.
Especially my half-season handbook and stuff. I used to go by that. Most of my most of my training, they get it right on the professional level.
And if they could get from a young age, man, and it's just the same with Tegan. Everything that he knows on that professional level, and they get from such a young age, man. They got a head start, man.
Yep. Well, the number one thing that I find that we always missing in the Virgin Islands, they never understood that the kids they need to respect you first. And as long as they see somebody who they respect and look up to, they go always follow. And Mackeel is a person that they respect. So as myself, same way. But the kids they need to know that you care. Mackeel will be doing his things on the low, be training, doing his things. Also, BB, I will give BB a lot of praise. A lot of people don't know BB. BB to be doing his thing. These are people who are in the cut, don't get the credit, don't really get the recognition. But the kids them know. They know that these people literally care about them. And if you're looking for people to raise the next generation or raise future Virgin Island athletes, first of all, you have to have people that the kids them relate to. True. And that's why we can't let Mackeel asset go. Because like you said, Mumba, you watched him, you saw him, I saw him, same way. The kids them really look up to him and really respect him. And from you get that respect, they're going to follow. So that's why we can't let this thing just die down. You know what I'm saying? We need to get him in a position where he can make an influence.
It's true. It's true, man. It's true. 100%. I agree, man. Man.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Everything, but we can't let that.
Man, look, just pushing a little nail in Mackeel. He's good in breaking up fight too, because he was a very good fighter too. I don't know if I'll talk about that earlier. He is good with the hands. So I don't want nobody think he's that nice with the hands. He's very nice with the hands. You know what I'm saying? But instead of he breaking up fights, I would rather he, teaching the kids them on another level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, it's true, man. It's true. It's true. It's true, man. Man. So are you still coaching, Mackeel, or you don't coach?
Yeah, still coaching. Like I said, right now ain't nothing going on, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, as the season start, I mean, I always get my team together. I still got my little team and my little names I could call and everybody come out, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And you still play softball too?
No, man, right now I done, man, but everything hot in, listen.
I feel you. Hey,
everything hot in.
I went to the Nike outlet, right? I did the Nike outlet. Next thing you know, you see this man shopping.
Yeah, where?
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe like 3-4 years ago, something 5
years
ago.
Yeah, well, that guy I look up, I was like, wait, Mumba? Like, wow. We just bought up like that, man.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's love. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's not love. You know what's crazy with? I don't know if you remember. I want to say maybe 2 years ago. Remember we are talking in the village and we ended up talking for like maybe 3 hours
yeah,
until it,
man. Of course, I never forget that. We talk about everything.
everything, brother. Like So I mean, we definitely need to get going, man. We definitely need to get.
Yeah, we have to. We have to. So what's on the outlet now for you now, Mackeel? What are you seeing post COVID? All these things that's happening because obviously, even myself, my mind just keep brainstorming. How are we gonna get sports back on track in terms of after COVID? Because this really have just hit all of us at a standstill. Not just the Virgin Islands, but the whole world. What ideas you have in terms of bringing baseball back on the pitch, letting the kids them know these are things you can do in the post-COVID world.
Well, actually, the same thing I've been doing before. It's just to get my once I get my team back out there. I mean, get them kids back out because I mean, before like it really I guess up bad. I mean, we actually been in Science Farm every day.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We actually been in Science Farm working every day. I mean, like a real good workout. We had them big tractor tires. We had them man flipping. We had them man doing everything out there. Just strength, speed, agility, everything. Until it really get bad, and then we kind of slow down on that. But it's just once everything come back, and we could always pick that up. We could always pick back up and just get these kids going because I mean they were loving it.
Now, here's one more my question. I keep asking every time I hear a baseball guy. The school, in my opinion, listening from the outside, I could be wrong, does not have a proper development in terms of baseball. Everything has always been outside, little league, away be senior league, stuff like that. How could we get interscholastic adopt baseball at a lower level and follow it all the way through? Now that we
What
have central and
what
complex.
happened? What happened here really, Tegan, is like the different sports. Especially like basketball. Once basketball come into play, we have a lot of athletes flip flop. You know what I'm saying? They play basketball, they play baseball. And it actually take away a lot because I mean it's a lot of kids playing basketball out there. You know what I'm saying? And most of them that playing basketball plays baseball. And like I said, it take away a lot because sometimes we got game. And if we have a game, some of them choosing basketball. And then sometimes now I gotta be struggling for a nine. And I got like 4 or 5 man playing basketball. So that's like half of my team.
Yeah.
And to me it's like I don't know. I think they need to just stagger that time in between.
I was
We
gonna
probably man
mention
could
that.
get we probably could have enough baseball games. Because like I tell Mumba, we play 28 games in America. I mean you can't play 6 games including a playoff. And that's included playoff. 6 games included playoff in
No,
in
that's
school
crazy.
league.
That can't work.
That ain't
That
nothing.
can't work.
You know what I mean? You don't get nothing out of that.
Yeah.
So that,
So
that,
let
that
me
really
ask you. So in
cut
terms
back.
of the structure of basketball, cool. Like you say, you hit a little nerve with me in terms of staggering. What
Mm.
we need to get to is a collective unit where we make a schedule all the way through that we
Yes.
don't intertwine with all the
Interfere.
sports. Them.
Yeah. That's the main thing. That's a good thing right there. So 'cause once you do that, children will know, well, hey, basketball is this time and
Mm.
baseball is this time. Because it'll be like that, I know Tegan, but then sometime now we will figure like, hey, basketball season almost done, but then hey, our next tournament is in Thomas.
Yeah,
Just pull up and then they got to go and leave me scrunting.
I know they kill your
And
lead.
keep me. So like I said, I mean that would be very good. Once they do that, we probably they have this now, and then they have a season for baseball, so that way they could focus on what they need to focus on.
That's something. Task me on that. That's something I'm gonna work on
Yeah,
to see if we
that's
can get
something.
a collective.
That's something to
Most of this
work on.
problem happen during the summer.
Baseball,
Yeah.
we could do that. That could happen.
No, I mean like when do baseball normally plays? Like
Oh no,
what time?
baseball. When they start baseball, I think in like January, February time, around them times. They try to, but sometimes we start before like Christmas. Sometimes they probably try the tournaments in between. But actually, like a season might start around like January time, and then like, hey, you hit January, you get a Martin Luther King tournament, man got rock. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I feel you. I will get with you, man. I can get with you so we can see how we do it because I know in the summer also softball will be kicking up
yeah,
and stuff like that. That's something all we will have to put heads together so we have a comprehensive schedule so we don't be butting heads. Because like you say, a lot of players not only play basketball and baseball but volleyball as well.
that
And you don't
too.
want to have all of these three sports keep butting heads.
Soccer is another big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, soccer really taking over too. But I mean, hey, you want to stop the kids from playing no sports and what they like. You know, that kind of way. So I always say, I mean, to me, like I mean, I've had this conversation with Zoro and everything. You know what I mean? And to me, is like, hey, if I got like a say a 5'9" guy, you know what I mean? He damn good in basketball. But reality, he good for what? For here. He good to
Yeah.
help you win.
Yeah.
But we know he ain't gonna be no NBA ball player.
No. No,
So
he's not.
if he plays baseball, why not push it that way?
Facts. That's
You know
so
what I
true.
mean? Why not push it to play baseball with
And
Park?
that's where
He
the
have a
coaches
chance.
them gotta get together and talk about that. The future of
Yeah,
these
he
kids.
have a chance there. He don't have no chance in NBA at all.
That's it.
No.
Unless you got Spot Web or
Yeah.
somebody.
5'9"
Most
is
sports.
it's wow.
You know
That's
what I
one.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and like I tell him, I mean, when you watch a point guard right now, I'm not that basketball man like that, but I know most point guard about 6'10",
No, you're right.
6'9".
I mean, even now, even though I play point guard and I'm 6 feet, right now I
Yeah.
will be a fossil. I mean,
You know
a
what I
regular point guard now is 6'3", 6'4".
mean? Exactly. You know,
No.
so hey, it's just to be real with the children sometime.
It's
Yeah.
true.
You know what I mean? Be real with them sometime and let them know, hey,
Yeah.
this year you're good in baseball, that gonna get you a little more far.
Yeah. I agree.
Basketball, you ain't gonna make it no way like that in basketball. Be real with them, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You might play some college ball, you might be able to. But then even when you got up on the college level and you show up to throw, you got a man talent and you that handling the ball better than you. So who they gonna pick? They gonna pick here and leave you behind. So what I leave you to do? Second guess yourself now, okay, go back to baseball when you could have been
Yeah.
a lot more farther.
Yep. Yep.
You know,
I agree.
so
I agree. I agree too. And
And
I
then
think
for all the viewers them out there, let me let you know basketball is very tough.
hmm,
It's not as easy as everybody think.
I think with you guys too, with you guys, what you guys have accomplished and your experience, I think I would hope that the kids will listen to you guys. Definitely. Because if you
Well, I
guys,
gotta be real with them, just like what Mackeel said. I'm always real with them. I never really down nobody for trying. I like
good.
kids who try because if you
Yeah,
don't try, you don't know what you can get. That's number
true
one.
that.
But
yeah,
I to be realistic with you. Hey, this is your opportunity. You're 6'3" playing forward at St. Croix. Chasing well, Kevin Durant is 6'10" playing two guard for New Jersey Nets. This is what you're up against. You're not gonna play forward in the States at 6'3".
Hmm.
Okay. If you do happen to make something like that and you happen to make the jump and get your scholarship, okay, get your degree, get that free education stuff and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
make sure you choose a degree that you can have a future career. Now, if you happen to go overseas and you make money, that's gravy.
yeah,
That's over.
yep,
Okay, and a lot of people don't understand. Overseas is actually harder than the NBA. It might sound crazy because they got more overseas lead, but when you think about it, when an overseas team is going to sign you, it's only two players they can sign on a team. It's very hard to be one of those two.
hmm,
You know what I'm saying? So it's not as easy. If you get a first shot and you make your resume, it becomes easy because now you have something to back you. But to
yeah,
get that first opportunity, it's super hard.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, number one thing, you should be getting your degree. Make sure you know you want to do with your future, and anything else happen after that, and you want to pursue it, so be it. But at 6'3", playing forward, you probably won't be in the NBA. That's just reality.
it's true.
yeah.
It's true.
You know, you just gotta lay it out. You gotta just give them the facts.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true. So that's the most important thing. You got to be honest with them.
No, you have to.
You have
Like
to.
when I coach now with complex, and I don't want to switch on the baseball because then it's Mackeel night. But just an example, I don't have none of them guys thinking they is guard and forward. I let every one of them play every position. because I understood our forward is only like 6'3", 6'4". You're not going to play that position in the States. So you need to learn how to handle the ball. You need to learn how to dribble. You need to learn how to pass. Now, are they going to struggle doing a lot of the things that nobody never teach them? Yes. But if you want to make it in the sport, you better understand you got to transition from what you're doing on St. Croix and in the Virgin Islands and start thinking ahead who you're going to see. And that's the only way you will see success. Stop worrying about beating Central and Idorican and all these other schools all you think is so great. Sure, we compete, we want to win. But at the end of the day, winning counts when you leave me and you can go to the States and become somebody successful. That's the only way we win. And if we don't think like that collectively as coaches, we don't have no shot.
So
you know, we don't have no shot.
Very true.
I remember, and here's a baseball story. I remember Nene. I mean, Mackeel, you would know Nene.
Yeah.
And Nene was a very, very good basketball player. Volleyball as well.
Baseball, volleyball, a total athlete.
He was awesome. And one day Nene came to me for advice, and he was like, "Hey, coach, I really like basketball. I want to do this." I said, "Nene, you know what? Right now you're about 5'10", 5'9", 5'10", maybe 5'11" at most at that time. But you are one of the best baseball players in the whole territory. I will put most of my effort in baseball. Now, I love you as a basketball player. You're good. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. But your opportunity has to be baseball. Even volleyball, because he was so good in all those sports.
Yeah. Good.
And he respects my opinion because I told him the truth. And at the end of the day, I cannot be selfish and tell him, forget baseball, forget volleyball, and come and play basketball. Yeah. That would mean I only looking at him to get some kind of victory based on my statistics, which means nothing. You gotta look out for the child's future. So, he went and pursued most of his time in baseball. He still played basketball, which he loved, but he concentrated more on baseball because that was his niche. And he was signed, and he would have been a great story. And here too, Mumbai, you never really contact him. That would have been another good story too.
Let's get in contact with him. Yeah.
But those are where we need to shape and move our players. Then when we growing them, what's best for them? Okay, not just putting a trophy on our wall. What's best for the young athlete?
100% true. 100% true. That's why we need coaches like you guys. Because you guys been through it. You guys experience it. So when you guys explain it to the kids, they know that you guys been there. You guys seen it. So they could take the news a lot better than if someone who never really did anything just wanted to coach.
That's true.
Them to do anything. They can't really, change the kids, because your experience and achievements is important to kids and stuff like that. So that plays a part too.
We definitely need Mackeel in sports park. I'm gonna be on that tomorrow. White and right. We don't have Erin. Big shout out to Erin Lynch. Congratulations. I know you had a little baby. Congratulations to you. But we definitely need Mackeel in the rotation. So with Erin and Mackeel and definitely Mencho would have the triple threat. So I will be in Calvert here. I know it was his birthday the other day. Let me get this ball rolling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, work on that, man, Tegan, for real.
Hey, Tegan, I listen to you,
No, hey, look, my words is bad, trust me. And believe me, Mackeel, they watching the show. All of them watch the show.
That's good.
Commissioner White, Rennie, they watch the show. Rennie, AC, Rennie Hansen, they all watch the show, trust me. So they know what's up. We need to get you in. Now, obviously, a lot of things is out of our hands in terms of hiring and things, but we can push you in terms of your name. And that's the main thing. We just need to push you. I really think you will be a great asset to sports park and recreation.
Sound like a plan.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. His history, man, is rich. His history is rich in sport and in baseball, We have a question here from Dwayne. How is it watching your sons play?
Hey, I always tell them though. I always tell my sons. I'm trying to live my dreams with them. That kind of way. But watching them is amazing, man. It's amazing, especially my youngest son. You know what I mean? All the talent in the world, Mumba. You know what I mean? And I say, I mean, out of all my kids, brother, you know, I love them all. But out of all of them, my youngest son, he got the most talent, brother. You know what I
Wow.
mean? They read the most talent he got. My oldest, he got talent too. You know what I mean? He have the talent, but he also understand. I mean, he have to work harder than the little one.
Yeah.
Understand? The little one is just God give man. He got everything. Everything is just for you to put your work ethics and put everything together. And trust me, just I mean, actually when they came home from high school, you know, cause actually they going to school in Miami too,
Yeah.
you know, and actually coming home and really working out with them in the cage. I mean, hey, Mumba, I been there. You been there, right? I mean, and watching my youngest son hit the ball, brother. Just watching he is built everything and watch he got everything a scout love.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He got everything a scout will love. We're fall in love with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just to
That's,
put everything together,
that's
you
beautiful.
know? Not taking away nothing from the oldest, you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
oldest pop his numbers he has, he I mean he win he get did,
Oh,
you know,
what?
before the COVID and everything, he come out did everything, he was the top pitcher, everything.
Wow.
You know what I mean? In the school he was the go-to man, you know, and them man were doing their thing, brother. You know what I mean? They were doing the thing and just for them to put everything together and move on, brother. That's all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And
We
it's
have a
just to show it, I mean, like how they be in Miami living, especially my oldest. You know, he called me one day and you know, he was like, I think he came off the field one day. You know, when he came off the field from playing, he met a coach. And the coach asked him, you know, like, what's his name? You know, and he told him Mackeel Rodgers Jr. So the coach like tell him, get out of here. You know what I mean? And that's a coach I play with. You know what I mean? I play with him in high school. You know what I mean? We play on the
Okay.
same high school team. And when the coach told him like that, like, you know, he asked him like if he could carry what he been carrying, you know what I'm saying? Carry that weight. You know what I'm saying? Because he
Right?
told him like, hey, your father left a mark here. You know, he was damn good.
yeah.
You know, and it was just amazing. I mean, he meet a lot of people that know me in
Small.
Miami. I mean, it's things that I told him before he even left. He
Yeah.
gonna meet people, you know, that know me because I mean, not bragging and boasting and everything, but I mean, hey, that year 1999, Mumbai, I mean, I leave a big mark in Miami. You know what I
You
mean?
did.
Especially
You was
Miami
all over
area.
the newspaper at home as well.
I leave a big
I mean,
mark up there.
I used to follow you. You was really on the Virgin Islands radar. A lot of people was really up with you.
Making noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. We got a question here from Aaron Lynch. Do you think in the Virgin Islands we are lacking people in the government that have an understanding of sports or even played sports at a higher level to invest in sports properly?
Definitely. It's just one reason. It's just like, I mean, if you watch like a Andrew Jones, you know, Gregorius, all them man from the Netherlands and everything, when they go
Mm.
back home, Mumba, I mean, they kind of love they get home. You know what I'm saying? They get a love from that government. I mean, we don't get none, man. We don't get a kind of that love from the government at all. You know, that kind of respect to show like, hey, this somebody that been there. You know, there's somebody that could make a difference. You know, but we don't have that kind of government home at all. You know, but it's just too hot. You know, to hear from just like a year. I coach a team and we got to Curacao and mentioning that same game I pitched against Digamo Markwell. He had a dude down there from Curacao. He was actually one of the delegates at that time. You know, and I guess he read my name in a book and he came over to me, asked me if I was Mackeel, and he asked me if I remember him. You know, I told him no. And he mentioned the game I pitched against the government Mark. Well, I mean, he remembered that. But this is man that, I mean, he ain't been nowhere. He never signed, but still, he still have a position down there where he's giving back, you know, with the government, you know. But we don't have that here, man. We don't have that in the islands at all. And that's one of the biggest things that we lacking. You know, we
We
need to put guys in place, man. We got too much ex-professional baseball players on the island for baseball to be like how it is right now.
I agree.
it's true. I
Too
I
mean,
much.
totally agree.
it's true, man, because be there. playing professionally, it's different, man. You learn so much, you see so much, man, and then you could change a lot of things, a lot of mistakes that have been made, man. And our government just don't reach out, man. They don't get in contact. You know, even myself, like I played 7 years. I played 7 years professionally, 7 years, and only one person ever reached out to me, just one. That's it. But besides that, nobody, man. And, I have all the knowledge when it comes to pitching, like a book. I have all the knowledge, and you know, and it's not just me and you and Tegan and Mackeel, but it's a lot of other former players that even been in the podcast that even send stuff into the government and no feedback, man. So
Yeah.
it's sad, man. It's sad. It's real sad. Like Midre talked about it.
Yeah.
His proposal, and he's a World Series champion. He's
Yeah, man.
rubbed shoulders with Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling, and he's experienced a lot, like more than us.
Yeah.
Baseball. And
Me and he talk almost like I say almost every day we talk. If we ain't talk, we text each other every day or something, and it's just we touch base on that enough times. And it's just like ain't nobody reaching out, man. It's rough.
hopefully get some change, man. Hopefully, it's a change coming. Hopefully.
So, Mackeel, I had, and this is just jokingly, just upon a little jokes. Remember to tell you to bring the jokes in the show, right?
Yeah.
I had a theory, and I want your assessment of the theory. I used to think like maybe it's a lot of haters in the VI, why this thing ain't really moving forward. But the more I investigated, the Virgin Islands just had so much talent that didn't make it. It just looks like the ones them who didn't make it just have this bunch of hate in their heart that they won't accelerate. They won't kind of glorify the ones them who did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I go around and I hear the history of the VI, it's a lot of talented players never made it.
True.
A lot.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like they don't know the talent ain't they out there. It's the fact that when you go back to them and they say, oh, yeah, that's Tegan, he's good and he did this, but you know what? Zoe was 10 times better than he. That kind of mentality.
Yeah.
If you keep meeting that mentality, they're not going to push the future because they're always holding back to the past. But what I'm kind of pushing out to the VI is we ain't here in terms of the future to say we better than a Zorro to speak, a hero to speak. We're here to say we are an extension of them. And because we saw them, because I saw them growing up, they gave me the courage to take it further. I might not have been better in terms of talent to them, but at least I learned from them and I took what I learned and accelerated. Now it's for them to embrace me and let me keep taking it further. And I think that's the black in the VI. Too many people ain't really make it on that level and they look back and said, well, I was better than he. Why should I glorify he? And I think we can get that thing changed a little bit. I ain't saying everybody, but I think we can get that thing changed. I just think that's why all of we at the state that we are. To this day, we don't even still have a sports museum in terms of a youth today will see you walk down the street and don't know who Mackeel Rodgers is. And that's sad. That's in my opinion and my words. I don't want to put that in nobody else's word. I think that's sad.
I agree with you.
Mumba can come back and Mumba will be here and Mumba will come to St. Croix and nobody know who Mumba Rivera is. That's sad. The same thing with BJ and all them other guys that we had on the podcast. That's super sad. We should never have that.
And it's even sad because just touching back on me and not me, Dre, but Jerry Brown. Just touching back on Jerry Brown. I could remember when I did Paul Bilasin when that picture got painted with Jerry Brown. And it's just to hear Jerry Brown the other day, and he's so right. Jerry Brown could walk in Paul Bilasin right now, and nobody will know. That's good on the wall.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It's shame. It's a shame. It's a shame, man. And just to show you, and nobody don't acknowledge the ex-professionals or the professionals that played abroad. We don't get that kind of respect at all, man.
It's true, man.
Yeah, and that's one of my goals, guys. Look, man, and I ain't even doing it for me because, like you say, when we ain't out here looking for no recognition, But man, if a generation can't look forward to the history, look back to the history, they ain't gonna know where they're going. But if you can look back and say, man, Mackeel did this and he went there, Mumba did this and he got a T and did this and he got it. Now you can say you can grab strength because you know somebody who is from the same place you are. Take that journey, it'll give you strength to go beyond. But if you have to be the person who to develop your own future, it's going to be tough because now you're going to be pulling from everybody else. And like you say, in Curacao, that's why I love the Netherlands Antilles. When Andrew Jones them go back down there, man, those guys are considered as gods. The same thing in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have that, but we have just as good players as them.
Yeah, we do.
So we gotta change that. We definitely gotta change that.
We got to. We have a question here from Andre Titus Jr. and it's pretty much pertaining to what we're talking about right now. What are the big barriers that allowing that issue that blocking the sports growth?
We just touch on everything. Basically, we just touch it. You know what I mean? We need support, man.
You know, me personally, I think is ego. I think it's ego and pride that's kind of hurting us. You know, it's like nobody wants to show anybody love. Like nobody don't want to show anybody love whatsoever, man.
The biggest thing in this moment is politics.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Politics.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Serious. That's the biggest thing.
For sure, that's number one.
And I think you guys could speak on it more than I could speak on it because honestly, me personally, I removed myself from all of that stuff. Like, you know, I don't talk about my past and what my accomplishment. I don't post anything because I remove myself because of what you guys talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I think you guys more could touch on it more than me. You know, you guys talk.
I mean, I always thought, no coaching, brother. I mean, most of the kids that I coach, like I said, I mean, all of them know my downfall, brother. Because, I mean, when I get in my huddle, especially like after practice, I don't lie to them. I tell them everything. You know, I tell them my story. I tell them what happened. I tell them about me missing curfew. I tell them everything. You know, and it ain't not for me to hide from them because I never made it to major leagues or on a big level because I couldn't play baseball. You know what I'm saying? It's just my attitude and my temper, but I mean that's what really kind of get me back home. You know what I mean? And like I said, I've been suspended twice from the minors before I get released. So ain't nobody to blame, man. You know what I mean?
And say one, say two, Mackeel. I mean, your downfall could be somebody else's strength because don't think it was you alone. Yeah. Even Mumba had his issue, and myself when I gave my stories, we had a lot of emotional problem because obviously in the VI we don't have that type of pool of talent. So when you're good, you get away with a lot of things. Yeah. But when you go to the States, you realize like the things you used to get away in the VI, you can't get away in the States. And a lot of we didn't really make the connection from day one. And even myself gained a lot of problem when I was in college. And it was the fact that you have to be strong and be willing to change and kind of conform and change your mentality and your attitude. If you don't do that, you will never succeed because it's a million and one and trillion and one people trying to get your spot. You know what I'm saying? And it shows that the sport is actually bigger than you. So our failure in terms of, it may look as a failure to us, but it could be strength for somebody else coming up.
Exactly.
Yep, 100% correct, man. We have a question here from James St. Patrick, and it pretty much touch what we're talking about. But how will we get the support? And for years, we're trying to fix the issue, but there's no forward progress.
He said it. He asked a question, answer it. We ain't getting no progress. Nothing going on. Nothing ain't going on, Mumba. I mean, like I said, I mean, we gotta stand still, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell you, baseball in St. Croix is terrible.
It is.
Terrible.
It is.
It's to the bottom, it's to the bottom, man. To the bottom.
Let me chime in a bit because I don't, you know, like you said, Mackeel, you're right. But it's not just baseball, basketball too. A lot of the kids never play basketball, but they're not good. Coach T is saying it. I hope nobody killed me. They're not good. I think I pretty much think like for we to really get this thing changed around to where we really were in terms of the past, first of all, we need coaches association in our sports because all of us have to have this collective mind that we're going to be teaching. Not that we don't have to teach the same system in terms of what we're doing on the court or what we play, but we should have a same systematic thing in terms of discipline, attitude, where we're trying to take these young people, what kind of opportunities we're trying to give them. And until we can get together, then they won't get together. And as long as all of us are on one page, say for instance, a person is playing for you, Mackeel, and he disrespect you, all of a sudden he's one of the best players, and now I playing against you, I pick up that player and put you on my team. That's doing that young man a more disinjustice than anything else in the world because I just undermine your authority to discipline that young man. And I think all of we can come together and say, look, you disrespect Mumba, you need to go and apologize to Mumba, apologize to Mackeel. You can't play for my team. You can play for me next year. I love you, but we're trying to make you a better person, and this is the way how to do things. If we can't get to that level first, then there's no way we can continue to grow our sport the way it needs to be because we just don't have enough.
You don't care how good they be. You don't care how good they be. They could be the best. You got to show set an example that way there.
Yep. And I think that's the number one step we have to get to. All the coaches must get together first, and then we have a collective reason to raise these young people with these young athletes. And believe me, that one step is going to take us 10 times better than where we are right now.
It's true. You're right, brother. It's a perfect example.
I mean, that's why, look, man, that's why in this sport, a lot of people will be like, man, why are you walking? Look, man, I'm into this sport because they want to see more and future athletes from the Virgin Islands go and represent us. I'm not in this for no glory or nothing else. I mean, I'm not bragging or nothing like that. But, man, God has blessed me. My life is fine. You know what I'm saying? I can pretty much stay home and just chill. And if I was one of them, man, who are planting, I'll be up and just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be doing nothing crazy. I can do that. But it would be selfish for me to be the one to say, hey, now that you are accelerating your life, to forget about the young one who coming up. Because I grew up right here in St. Croix. A lot of people made my way for me to be who I am today. And if we don't go back and contribute to the next generation, then we have failed so many people who put themselves out to make us get to the level we are. And that's why I'm in the game. That's the only reason I'm in the game. And if it's not about development and getting these youngsters to the next level, then all are we failing? You know what I'm saying? And Mackeel, you have that same spirit and same thing with you, Mumba. Yeah. And as long as we come together collectively and everybody understand, this is the reason why we're doing what we do. Believe me, we go transcend the Virgin Islands in terms of putting we on the map because we already have the talent and the players in every sport. But let us be recognized as one of the greatest nations in the world per capita who can develop the amount of talent in every sport. Yes. Check it out. Per capita. There's no other nation in the world has the type of talent we have produced. None. Not one.
I agree.
I agree too, man. You're right.
A lot of raw talent around here, man. That's exactly how they the classic. You know, raw talent. Everybody from this island. You know, the islands is St. Croix and raw talent. You know what I mean? And that's how they class it. And I mean, it's true, man. We had a lot of men that could have just really outright. You know what I mean? Hands down, and it's a lot of man like who's there that wasn't better than you.
Exactly.
It's true. It's true. We have a
question coming in left and right, boy. That man got questions for you like crazy about you. Go ahead, Mumba.
Tonight, and a lot of questions. A question for Aaron Lynch. Who was the better pitcher growing up, you or Mumba?
Mumba answered that. You answered that for them already, Mumba.
Who was the better pitcher? Like I said in my episode, Genix used to use me against the garbage team them. And one thing with me, I'm a realist. I wasn't that good of a pitcher. Mackeel and Neg was the man. You know, I wasn't as good as them, and that's just the truth. You know, if all that, then yeah, I got better. You know,
Exactly.
people, you know, the people that who used to come to the game, they know, but they don't realize like how talented you was, my kid. Honestly, like, and I didn't realize how talented you was until I actually play professional and actually see the sport from a different perspective, you know. And
Yeah.
then I really look back, I would like, man, it's like, dude, like Mackeel and Ned was like amazing, like because I spend time with you guys, I see you guys every day. You know, I know Terry and Bailey and some of the other guys and some guys
Yeah.
from East, but man, like people don't realize how good you guys was, man. Like people don't realize, like honestly, like amazing. You know what I'm saying?
I piggyback on that. I'm a little bit older than Neg. Obviously, he's my cousin. And man, look, when I was growing up, Neg was amazing. I mean, he was actually before I even made my name the talk of the family. I mean, he was all-star, knocking home run, doing all the things. All these times I wasn't really the talk of the family. At them times I was still playing my little soccer on the side with my uncle. Neg went into the soccer thing. You know, Neg father was actually a great soccer player.
Yeah.
But through going and watching Neg and you, Mumba, that's how I realized who you were and Mackeel. Just from the outside, I didn't know you guys did at the time. But man, you guys was amazing. Going west and watching you guys playing and Neg have competition throwing ball out of the infield all the way outfield to see who have the strongest arm, all kind of crazy heck. It was just amazing, you know what I'm saying? But you could just see the talent from early that you guys were starter. It was
Yeah.
really right there for you guys.
Neg was strong, man. Neg was always stronger than we.
Yeah, he was out,
Neg was a man child, brother. You know what I mean?
brother. He was. I'm like honestly, Tegan, like I'm so grateful for like Mackeel and Ned, honestly, because like for instance, like Mackeel was fast. Like he was fast, he was athletic, you know, Ned was strong, he was a man child, and like it was and like me, like I was just there. So like they motivated me, they pushed me to become better. You know, like I had it in my body, like I wanted to be the best, but their talent and what they
Yes.
brought to the table motivated me to become a better athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like they made me better. You know, sometimes you need that in people.
Yeah.
Like you, Tiga, like when I went to complex, like I needed somebody like you and Bogus. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so that's just
And plus, man, Mackeel and Neg was tough. I don't want to underestimate that kind of toughness.
oh,
You need that toughness in sports.
they,
Those guys would not take, I would like to say the word alive, but I don't want to get black. They won't take crap from no man. Like,
won't.
they were tough.
They will
You know
they
what I'm
will
saying?
fight you anything. Like
Yes.
they didn't play.
If they have the fight, they'll fight you. If they got a bite, they'll bite you.
And
If
that
they
was
gotta go down swinging, they're going down swinging.
Remember that's how I lose a game once to St. Thomas. Remember? The game is the same game we talked about earlier. That's how come I lose that game. Because G Nix is the one. I mean, you know, I love my curveball.
yeah.
You know? And it was 3-2. G
Yeah.
Nix called me and G Nix asked me if I get, and I tell G Nix, yeah, I get.
I remember.
That the cards with the game, brother. But hey,
You know, then he come out to the mound and we had the discussion.
he asked me he called me out from the dugout. He called me and asked me if I get. And I tell you, yeah, I get. You know what I mean? But me had it. I thought I had it, but I mean, hey, the confidence I had, man, I had so much confidence in any pitch. You know what I mean? And at any time, I could have tried. I feel I could have tried my call back any time.
Yeah.
But I mean, that time I just get a hot wheel. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, hot. Yeah,
yeah,
hot. Do any acts about the excuse me? Do any acts about the picture? You know, with the players from Reds. You know, they only have 9 players in the picture. 3 other players didn't make it, or you all just had 9 players. It's a picture. The picture you gave me too. We only have
yeah.
like Jens Lawet and stuff.
Yeah, I think what happened is couple. I think we took that picture. I believe like a little before a game, if I remember. I think everybody there reached it. Or if I'm mistaken, I believe that was our team, brother. That was just Reds. I mean, G-Nix used to play with a beard. G-Nix would play with a beard now and I win, brother. That man used to make winners, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? G-Nix used to just break winners. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, he make winners out that way, brother. Trust me. And it's just, I don't care who you bring. You could bring somebody that purple, black, green, blue. He care what color you be. You could never pick up a ball in your life. Genius gonna make you something, brother.
That's
That's
true.
the definition of a true coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a true coach, man. That's true. That's true.
I must let I know Neg texting me right now, so he watching. So
He love
I
like
got fun. I want him to text on the show. I don't want him to be texting me personally.
ah,
Neg, stop
he go
texting me
come
on text the show.
Hey, I gonna hit you up, Neg. You gotta come on. Get my key and thanks to RT, thanks to Zoro, you know, and some of the other people. Them, well, Neg, you gotta get you on. You
Yeah.
know, you gonna represent baseball and horse racing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so much love to Neg, though. Much love to Neg and the whole family. Yeah, man. So when you were playing Little League, Mackeel, did you watch a lot of baseball on TV?
Yeah, man. Every day. Up to now. Up to now.
It's weird. Tigan, it's kind of weird because you know we grew up together in City, but we never used to talk about stuff like that, you know. So I was wonder, like if you used to play baseball on TV because you were so good, you know.
Yeah, man, I watch baseball every day, man. Every day. Up to now, I still watch baseball.
So I don't know if you asked this earlier, but Mackeel, do you ever play any other sports?
No, I didn't ask that. Yeah, good question.
Only thing I ever do, I mean, I play a little bit of basketball in elementary with high league and so, but I mean, I don't last long in the basketball game, man. I was getting fouled out on something. You know, every time I play for high league, so I get fouled out. I mean, I could have shoot a little 3-point answer, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was getting fouled out, man. And to me, I think like the basketball wasn't too much. It wasn't more for me. It wasn't too much for me. I think I used to get a little upset too quick if it hit me too hard and so. You know that kind of way.
Yeah.
But
Your family
used to like
is
to
actually your family is really good in terms of the athleticism. Obviously, I work with your brother Naibo, who is doing great things at Complex right now, working with the girls and also with the junior boss. I am super proud of him also. He could
that
be
was
a
the
good
basketball
interview
man.
as well.
You were the basketball man coming up. He plays some baseball too. You know?
Never,
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard he was very good. I
No,
am
he
volleyball
went
also.
at all. No, I never
Yeah,
went
I heard he was
baseball,
very good.
but I mean, he gravitate more to the basketball, and that was more his thing. And even when I be in the minors, that's when I really know how Neighbor was. I mean, I used to hear a lot about here. I was like, man, sooner or later I gonna hear about he someplace. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He has that fire and have that spirit. I don't think he ever lost a game at Complex. That's how good he was. And I just love being around him in terms of with the coaching staff at Complex, and he still have that passion, and that's what we need in terms of youthful essence. Because once the kids then respect him and he have that passion, he's gonna take coaching to a next level. And he actually rejuvenated the educational complex girls team. So big shout out to Naibo. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm super proud of he. Super proud.
Big shout out to Naibo indeed, man. Big shout out, man. That's my brother, man. Yeah, now, man, he in Harrigan, man. He used to be in Harrigan all the time. All the time, running ball. You know.
But other than that, Tegan was track and field. I do for a little bit, you know, but nothing else.
Ooh.
Yeah, Nick keep texting me. I tell you text the show. He needs to stop texting me.
He just text me. I work again, yeah. Now I'm gonna be hard. Hey,
yeah, we need to get Yan. I can bring you up Bellevue and we can do the show together. He could be up there.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah.
I even been trying to get Dido on too.
Oh God, that's a tough task to miss.
Wow, yeah, that could be yeah. Let me see if we can get Dido on. Let me call Zoe, see if we can work at that time.
I even tell Dido when I come in and everything, but he was like, yeah, okay. Just to see if he gonna don't worry, we gonna force you on, man.
Yeah,
don't worry.
Bless him not to. Bless him not to. Much love.
You're gonna push you on just now.
Yeah, man.
So you did your top 5 and stuff yet, remember?
You go ahead. I talk a lot. I talk more than I usually talk, brother. I exhausted.
I waste Pang. I thought Pang would have been on.
All right, next say he gonna do the show.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
love
man.
it. So Mackeel, man, give me your top 5 all-time VI players that you like growing up or whatever, who you
Your
pretty
favorite.
much love in terms of baseball, and same thing with major leagues.
My top 5 coming up is number 1 is Didio Simmons.
Why? So also give me why, so the
I
viewers
mean,
will have an
I
understanding
never
why you like
really,
these players.
I hear a lot about Dido growing up. You know what I mean? I never really get to see Dido play ball and everything until my later days when I get released and come home. I mean, and hey, I never see hands like that. I mean, to hear about how he was back in the days, to see he in his late, I mean, he still had it going, man. And it was just amazing to see the hands. You know what I mean? He had some nice, sharp hands. You know what I mean? And no talk about his stick. You know what I mean? It's just amazing to see how he used to put them ball out of the park. You know, and just playing with him. That's one. Harris Clark, another one. I never played with Harris Clark or anything, but I mean, Harris Clark really taught me a lot. You know, especially during when our start time come up. You know, he was the one training. Elmo Plaskett is another one. You know, he always used to, what Elmo Plaskett used to love about me is, I mean, if we get practice for 3 o'clock, I'm there from like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Wow.
You know, and I just train a ball, me alone, I get a ball against the wall and I just playing by myself. And he used to, Elmo Plaskett also used to work housing parks. So he used to walk, come up from the office up to the big field. You know, sometimes he used to just stand up and watch me do my thing. As soon as I finish, he got a bucket of balls, 150-gram balls, me and he alone.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Um, I would put Papo, like, I mean, I was saying Papo and Anthony Navarro. You know what I mean? I would put him like in that too, because I mean, I grew up under Papo. You know, Papo, I mean, he made it, you know what I mean? But he was an amazing player too, man. Nice hands. Also switch hit, you know, and he was one that taught me a little patience in a game. That, you know, like, let me know that you gotta wait your turn. You know what I'm saying? And I did. I wait my turn and until I get my shot. You know, coming back, let me see.
You had 4.
I got 4. I got one more for you.
Mm.
Okay, mm, and off the bat right now, I would say we name too. I would call Melvin Judge. And if you know Melvin Judge. Melvin Judge, the one I used to love to see Melvin Judge hit. You know, he was one used to he come up with the bat, he hit the plate very hard. Just hit the plate with the bat hard. And I mean, I never see a man put a ball in right field so hard like he was. Serious. He used to put a ball a right hander. He used to knock the ball in right field in a gap like a lefty.
Wow.
You know, so I always like Melvin Judge bat too.
Give me a top 5 major leagues.
Nice.
I would say my first is Ozzie Smith. Why? Because Ozzie Smith is a shortstopper. He kind of inspire me. You know, I always love to see the Wiz, especially
That's
when
the
he
one who used to do backflip, right?
backflip and everything, especially when he backflip. Oh, my boy, you know what I mean? I love he. You know, then you talk about Derek Jeter. You know, ain't nobody getting a hole, and I love to see that. That's the only man I ever see like getting a hole and he jump with that jump and pitch it back to first base. I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Next is Ricky Henderson. You know what I mean? I had Ricky Henderson is just, I mean, just speed. You know, he was fast. I love that. And
Super cocky and confident.
super cocky. Exactly.
Right.
You
Yeah.
talk about Jerry Brown. You know what I mean? Jerry Brown was one that, I mean, like I said, from the time that picture went up, I've been in popularity. And I always wanted to be a major leaguer from that. You know, just watching her like what 1 hours. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Last but not least, me J, brother. Me J
Right.
Cummins. You know what I mean? That's my boy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's my boy, you know, and just to see that and to know that my boy have a World Series ring. You know, he been there, you know, and like I said, we talk a lot. You know what I mean? We talk a lot and share a lot of different stories and everything. And it's just to see. I don't even watch just watch back a little that in you on YouTube and different games me J played, different games Jerry Brown played because I mean this is man that I look up to. You know what I mean? Coming up. And like I tell Mumba earlier, you know what I mean? I remember playing with Kansas City, you know what I mean? And I end up going to a spring training game. We leave the field from working out and I went down to the spring training game and it was Kansas City against Twins. And me, Jay was with the Twins at that time. And I saw the trainer for the Twins and asked him to call me Jay for me. You know, and me Jay came out in the tunnel, you know, and we talk and I mean he kind of aired me out a little bit because he heard about my, you know, how I used to operate and what was going on with me, you know, everything. So he kind of aired me out a little bit and let me know same thing about the color, you know, how hard we got to work, you know, and try to ignore this and that, you know. So he's one of them that really I look up to too, man.
It's big time.
Yeah, it's big time. It's funny you say that because remember Tegan with Rudolph episode? Major was trying to get Rudolph to leave to come up with him. So big up to Major, man. He was definitely doing
That's
this.
so crazy how most of these stories kind of interlinking, like all of them linking up, everybody kind of touching everybody. That's really cool.
Yeah, you're right. It's true. So Mackeel, anything you want to touch on that we didn't touch on or ask or anything?
Basically, I mean, I think I ask a lot, you know what I mean? I really touch on everything. I mean, that's basically, I touch on everything. And I really try, I really give her everything too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, miss. You do that for real. And the viewers, man, big up to all the viewers. Shout out to the viewers.
Yes.
We definitely appreciate our miss tonight too. I was definitely engaged and asked a lot of good questions.
A lot of good questions. Very good. I mean, you was probably one of the first interviewers that have so much questions, and I will keep looking down to see how many questions coming in. You definitely was one of the highly requested interviewers. So big up to you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You want any shout outs? Do you want to do any shout outs, Mackeel?
Definitely, man. I'm gonna shout out my mother for sure, my father, you know, my wife, my kids, you know, my in-laws, everybody. Just shout out everybody, man, who been there for me. You know, Mumba, we bought there again, brother. Always love alone, man.
You know, love.
Right, right.
Tegan, you know it is.
Yeah, man. You know I got you, and I there in your case. I there on it tomorrow. Trust me.
Good to go.
I gotta see what going on.
We got a question here. It's a question from Dwayne. Why you bought the Expedition instead of the Range Rover like Terry?
What made me buy the Expedition is because I when I been in rookie ball, they had this first rounder named Ben Cordova. You know, he actually had a Forest Green Expedition, and that's what we used to actually roll in. You know what I mean? And I just fell in love with it, and that's what made me buy one.
That's a nice ride. Don't worry about them. That's a nice ride.
Oh yeah, and your aunt, Yolanda Brand. Don't forget your aunt. She said.
She good, man. That's my aunt. She was also behind me a lot. No, don't worry, Maureen. Everything good. Everything good, Maureen. Love alone. Don't feel left out.
Next Reds for life. Next Reds for life.
All the time. The red machine.
Man, this was an amazing episode, brother.
Mumba, is your birthday?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, man. Happy birthday.
Just
I just said happy birthday. Happy birthday. Mumba, my bad. Happy birthday, dude.
You know that Tegan.
I know, right?
Yeah. Man say soft.
My sister up, man. She posted on Facebook. I don't try and go without no birthdays, man. My sister posted.
Happy birthday.
Bless it all strong, brother. Know yourself.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody. Wish me happy birthday, man. Much love to everybody. I turned 40 today, so I 40. I never thought that I made it to 40, and that's facts.
Man, Mumba, we should have a 40 reunion with you, man. You bullshit it. You there with me now?
Oh.
Soon, my king of men 40 soon.
Just know I come in. I right behind you.
Yeah, man.
That's blessed, man. Bless up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Give thanks, everybody. Give thanks. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man, I give thanks to Ayoto, man, for the interview and everything, man. I'm proud of it, man. Proud of what I'm doing too, you know what I mean? Everything coming together. You know, once I
Sure,
keep
man.
doing it, like I said, people in the islands and everybody gonna learn to know who is who.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? So
And I appreciate you, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. I know the struggles. I know everything, but I know you're in it for the heart and in it for the love. And anything I can do to help you, man, I definitely will put in my word. So, man, I love the interview. I couldn't miss this thing. Like I say, I had to run out a little bit, but I had to beg for permission to come on. And
he love
I
the
know
wife, man. Tell her, he love the wife. Tell her,
she
I
listening. She listening. No,
apologize.
trust me, she listening.
Tell her apologize, man. Apologize.
I'm for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Genix birthday is rest in peace to Genix, but his birthday is the 15th, December. So we definitely,
Okay.
so Neg just remind me. Big
Yeah.
up to Young Post, my birthday too. So big up to my brother Young, Jamaha Young. Big up to
Yes,
Young.
I.
Big up to Neg, my brother too. But
Well, take us out, Mumba. You know it is.
man, great show. First of all, I want to thank all the viewers once again coming out to support Mackeel, man. Honestly, man, he's a true legend, man, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot today from Mackeel. I learned a lot. I really learned a lot. I learned a lot about coaching. About approaching. Everything. Certain stuff in life and everything, and everything that he been through, man. And the thing that stood out to me is the fact that he's honest and he took everything. He's honest with himself, and I think that's the most important thing as a human being is that you could be honest with yourself. And I want honestly, man, I really want to say I thank you for everything you have done for me, man. Because I mentioned it that you motivated me and Neg motivated me. But honestly, I really appreciate everything that you did for me, man, as a kid. Honestly, real
Yeah,
talk. You know what I'm saying?
all the time, man. No
Yeah,
problem, brother.
it's important that we show love to one another. So I appreciate that, man. So it was a great episode. Tegan, appreciate you coming in late. You know what I'm saying? And sacrificing your time, you know, to your wife. Don't be upset with Tegan, sometimes you gotta do. No, man.
Ah,
Love, Zoro, love, appreciate it. Yeah, man. But next episode is Sunday. Not I gotta contact the person. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see. But amazing episode tonight, man. Tegan,
Yeah,
appreciate you
man.
always, man. Big up to Pang, big up to everybody else, Maki, big up to you and your whole family, man. And big up
yes,
to you.
sir. Big up to Ayoto, man.
Yeah, man. Be safe, man. And hopefully you and the family, everybody be safe.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I.
Good night, everybody.
All right.